Hey, strangers. Welcome to another episode of the Strange Sessions. I am Krista, if you're new here. With me is Kurt.
Hi, I'm Kurt, if you're new here.
Yep. And today, surprise, we have a special guest. Hi, special guest.
Hello, I'm Jim.
His name is Jim.
Jim was on here when we did the Sky Booms.
Yeah,
Sky Booms, that's right. And if you don't know, this is my husband.
Hello, husband.
So
I didn't know you never told me you were married.
Oh, yeah, he's that guy who lives here with me. Yeah,
I thought he was the electrician.
Who also now lives here. Yeah, I've mentioned Jim a lot. So if you're new and you haven't listened to old episodes, he did. We were still at the school,
and he's been on investigations with us.
Yep, he's come on investigations, which is why he's joining us today because of the topic. But
the second topic.
Second topic, yeah. So hey, if you aren't very fun and you don't want to sit through the taste test and you're kind of lame that way, that's fine. You can hit pause, check the show notes. The topic time start will be posted there. But, I encourage you to stick around.
Yes. I want to give shout outs to our two newest strangers, and those are Christina Marie and Russ Wooten, who sounds really familiar.
His name is so familiar.
He used to be a member.
But he said he wasn't.
No, I thought
Did we have a different Wooten?
I don't think. How many Wootens are there?
No,
so
I swear
it just
I know that
sounds
name.
super familiar to me.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for joining the strangers.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, and somebody said, I don't remember who it was, but said we should make it easier for people to find our closed Facebook group because it is kind of hard to find. But
is it? I guess I've never. It's just it comes up for me because I frequent it.
Yeah,
the only place I go on Facebook.
Figure out how to make it more visible, as it were.
We could post a link in the show notes.
But I thought, yes, yeah, we could do that too. Good call.
That's a next season problem.
It is a next season problem. Do we have any housekeeping? This is the trivia contest is officially over. I'm going to be answering the trivia questions at the end of this episode. So thank you guys for playing along. I hope you had fun. I feel like a lot of people started it and then they're like, this is too hard. And stopped.
Yeah, it is hard.
But
we're figuring out the prizes. So stay tuned on that.
Yep. That's all I got for housekeeping.
Okay.
Jim, you got any housekeeping?
No, I don't have any housekeeping.
You don't have anything?
I got to do dishes.
I literally said this morning, hey, do you want to be on the episode today?
He's like, sure.
He's very
No,
unprepared.
it's perfect because you said he watched the entire...
All four episodes. And then he has been on investigations where he's seen these things in action.
I tried watching him and just kept falling asleep.
Oh, that's so funny.
I got to listen to him when I'm driving. And falling asleep while I'm driving.
Yeah.
So you don't watch them? You just listen?
I download the audio. Yeah.
And I would much rather watch them. They show you so much stuff that you don't get to see.
Because I watched like the first half of the EVP one, I think. And it's like,
if I listen only, my mind wanders.
Me too. I'm very visual. I'm very visual.
See, and I'm more
That's why I'd rather read a book than listen to a book.
Oh, yeah. That I couldn't do.
Yeah. I've done it, but... I don't know. My mind wanders, and then I'm like 3 chapters in, and I'm like, what just happened? I think that was a waste of 3 chapters.
Who's the main character?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like there was other housekeeping we had, but I can't think of what it is. We're closing on.
We only have one more regular episode.
We have one more regular episode, and then the season finale where Corey will be joining us for... Oh, I thought he was leaving.
He's like, I'm out. I actually turned my microphone off when I have to do anything.
I just cough right into it. I don't care.
Jim's microphone doesn't have an on-off switch, so he's just going to be on.
Which puzzles us because I swear to God it used to,
we
so we didn't know if that was a
Mandela
effect.
Yeah,
I'm always on.
You are always on.
We have multiple microphones, so I'm sure I grabbed the wrong one. That's fine.
Hot mic.
We do need to do the taste test. Were you gonna? I was giving him such poo last time because you were doing our ramen noodles and it was taking a long time, and I kept going on and on about what terrible service we had here.
Bad Yelp review.
And then he came down with it on a plate with separate bowls. Like I was like, oh,
garnishes, little charcuterie board.
Yeah. So do you mind getting that ready? But we need 3 bowls this time. Or actually, you could just keep one of them in the thing.
When do you do that?
Right now.
Oh, okay. I'll get it ready.
We're out of housekeeping, so we usually go on to the taste.
Should we do a jelly bean thing when he comes back down first? Yeah, definitely.
He needs to do it.
Let him do
He's not getting out of being boozled. Yeah.
We'll let him do the spinner. Well, while we're waiting for him.
How was Blue October?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was good. They were laughing at me because when we got there, Rhonda and Nikki...
I did. You just have to start it.
Yeah, Rhonda and Nikki and their friend Amanda, I believe.
So it was you, Rhonda?
Well, so Aaron didn't go, but Aaron's wife, Nikki, went because she loves them.
Okay.
And they brought their friend Amanda. So it was me, Rhonda, Nikki, and Amanda.
Okay.
And we got in there. We met them at Taco Bell. We ate at Taco Bell, and they
Not
were there.
McDonald's?
It was locked.
Oh.
The only
interesting.
person inside eating was somebody in a security guard outfit. So we have no idea what that
That's
was
weird.
about. So then we knew they were at Taco Bell down the street. So we walked down there, and then we all went to the concert together. And when we got in there, we all went right up to the stage. And then as more people started filling in, I had to pee. And I'm like, if I pee, I'm not coming back up here in this crowd. So then
Yeah.
the three of them were like right up front, and I just lurked in
Yeah.
in the back of the rave.
Yeah, I'm not that person that's going to elbow their way up to the front.
No,
That's not me.
The only time I went back up there was when they needed water. So I bought water and made my way through the crowd to give them the water. But it was good. It was a good show. Rhonda just loved it.
Good. Was that her first time seeing
Blue
them?
October.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, this is my last concert I'm going to. And then they
Like,
announced
ever?
yeah, because I'm just getting too old. And then they
Oh, my
announced
God, Iker.
they announced at the end that next year they'll be touring for the anniversary of their Foiled album, which is my favorite album by them. So I guess I'm going to that again
look at that.
next year.
You're
But
not too old.
I just feel like I'm too old. I'm really
You're only as old as you feel, Kurt.
yeah, I'm really pondering lately what I would like to do when we end the podcast. Part of me would like to be, do a podcast, obviously. I think probably with Corey and Aaron or whatever.
Do a geocaching one.
That's what Aaron and I have talked about that.
You could do video with it, too.
But I'd like to kind of be like, oh man, who am I thinking of?
Have you found a lot of geocaches at, like, haunted locations?
There's a series in Wisconsin that are called like Haunted, where
be
it's
kinda
like
cool.
they're put in a haunted area. So I'm just kind of debating what I want to do.
Unless you're not wanting to stay in the haunted realm.
No, I totally do want to stay in the haunted realm.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Like there's a bunch of topics that I really want to dive into, but I don't know if I want to do like a blog. Like the dice living thing, I've always wanted to kind of get into the dice living thing. I really want to dive into the Bet Sphere as much as I possibly can. The gate stuff, which is really fascinating to me, because when we did our episode about the gifted and talented, there wasn't a whole ton out there about it, and now there's like a whole subreddit where people are writing about their gifted and talented stuff from school. So I just don't know the platform that I would want to do this stuff on.
Yeah. Before I forget, when Jim gets down, I have to tell a short little synchronicity story that we have.
You and Jim?
Yeah, that happened last week. It's a cute little
I
story.
feel like I had one too, and I can't think of what it is. I feel like I had something written down, but I don't know what it is. But no, so I'm still trying to figure out.
It's
I would
kinda
like to be
fun,
like
though, right?
Tobias, where he's a paranormal investigator. I mean, he goes to the conventions and stuff, but I also don't know if I want to do that. So I'm just pondering what I'd like to do, because I want to do something. I just don't know what. Write a book, like do a book.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know. So while we're waiting for Jim to come back down, do we have anything else to discuss?
I don't know.
Poor Lucy is up there
Yeah, she's
crying.
just dying.
What's up for your weekend?
Personally, I can't think of anything. We are putting the finishing touches on the guest room downstairs where my mom will stay when she comes, and she's coming a week from today.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So we looked and looked to find like thrifted nightstands, and I just couldn't find anything. Nightstands are really hard to find, actually, especially a pair. So we ended up ordering some, and those came and they have to be put together. And then there are some wall sconces that were in the master bedroom upstairs that I didn't like, but we took those down and I spray painted them, and Jim's going to put them on the wall on either side of her bed, and then her room is going to be ready to go. So
Nice.
she's going to stay here overnight for the first time
Or
next
my
weekend.
room to stay in if I drink too much during an
Absolutely,
episode.
yeah. It'll be the guest room for everyone, but we specifically did it because she has a hard time with stairs.
We'll make it an Airbnb for listeners. They can come and stay.
Well,
like a bed and
let's talk
bed and
about that
breakfast.
offline.
You cook them breakfast and stuff.
If they're people, oh my God, that would be hilarious. Maybe Rhonda and Mark. People I know and trust, yes.
My goal, I really want to have Barry on here. We have to have Barry on here before the show ends.
We have to make that happen.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah. I don't know how, but we'll have to make that happen.
Yeah.
Whether we got to go closer to where she is. But yeah, next season, like I said, the first episode is going to be determined by the trivia contest winner.
Yep.
And the majority of the episodes that season will be whatever you guys vote for that you want episodes about for the last official season.
Yeah.
And then
as we said last episode, we're already like, what could we do
after this? Ideally, I would love to do like a Hellier type
Heck yeah.
documentary.
Heck yeah.
It's just like on what?
Just who's going to do all that?
Who's going to do the filming?
Yeah, we can't do it with iPhones. I suppose you could, but I mean, we have cameras. It's just not the same. When they did was it the Estes Method episode? And they talked about the microphones they use for filming. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I was listening to that on the drive out here,
The production value of their
actually.
stuff is amazing, and it's because of their equipment and know-how, and Carl's
I don't want to be
amazing.
involved with a TV anything because then
No.
that gets sketchy where if you don't catch anything good, you know. So, So we're already debating what we want to do after post-Strange Sessions, even
If
though
we
the
had
Strange
somebody
Sessions
that-
will still be around. It's just not going to be like
and
it
if we
is.
had someone that did all the editing for us, that'd be great. But also, we're not in the business of being able to pay people to do stuff.
Yeah,
So.
no.
And then all the side sessions will come out
Yes.
in 2027.
Except I don't know because I used to have the MP3s of all of them, but I don't anymore because you post it.
Well, they're all on
directly.
Ko-fi, so there should be a way.
To download that?
I would hope so.
And we have to shut off our Ko-fi, I think, after the end of next season.
Yeah.
Still waiting for
We
Jim.
could leave it up. I would discontinue everybody's payments.
Yeah.
And make it all free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. I think you can do that. I don't see why not.
Yep. Well, it sounds like you have a nice weekend
We
planned.
should, that's really all we have planned. We're not, which is nice. I want to have a fire in the fireplace. That's part of my plan for the weekend. I kind of want to put up some Christmas lights while the weather's nice. I've never had outdoor actual plug-in lights, and we have outlets now that we have to test. Oh, I hear like dishes and all kinds of stuff. I said we have to tell our synchronicity story when we were in the truck. Ooh, thank you.
I'll have this.
Let's do the bean boozled first because I have a feeling we're gonna want to wash down whatever does it smell weird?
That is interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's not expected. Okay.
So, Jim, you flick.
I flick.
Yeah, you flick.
What does that mean?
That means
You
you
have
turn
to
the
do the
spinner to see what we
Oh,
get.
okay. Gotcha. So it's colors, or what is it? Dark, whatever that color that is.
So it is. Oh crap! Oh, I'm getting real loose with my language.
Yeah, dropping the C-bomb.
Okay, this one. Oh no, this one's either toasted marshmallow or stink bug.
Oh,
So
I think I've had stink bug.
which is funny because the stink bugs are finally gone. Are there any left?
Awesome.
I don't know if I even see this one. I think you might need to spin it. I don't see any more of these.
I'll flick again.
Flick again. If you you have to kind of do it like that. Yeah.
You're a good flicker.
I'm intrigued by this ramen.
Ooh, that was a good
That
spin.
was a heck of a flick.
Did you just land on the same one?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, what are the odds of that? Okay, so we've got
Another
either
dark
strawberry or dead fish.
Oh, dead fish is horrible.
So this is where I struggle, though, is actually, because they look so much alike.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Here, can you figure it out? There's really similar ones.
Dead fish.
Is that the one we didn't? No, we did rotten fish. Is there a rotten fish and a dead fish?
I honestly don't know if we're just guessing. We're just guessing here as to what. these.
I think you guys should just pick.
We could just pick.
Yeah.
Just randomly pick three
I'm
ones.
picking 3 of these color. I think this is it. So if you get a good one, let me know.
They're all 3 the same, though.
They're all 3 the
so-
same. Yep.
Okay.
Ready?
God.
Do we know what these could be?
No.
No.
Okay.
We're going to find out, though. Oh, I got a bad one. Oh, I got dead fish.
Oh, I got dead fish too.
Oh, it's so bad. Did you? Oh, you could not have gotten dead fish.
I guess I didn't get dead fish.
Oh.
You would know. How do they do that?
I don't know.
So bad. What did
Yeah,
you get?
did. He must have got.
It's got to be something.
Strawberry.
He got strawberry.
Thanks, guys. This is great.
It tastes. I think I've said this. It tastes like the
It tastes
beach, like the beach in Two Rivers smells in
Yeah.
August.
Like a carp,
Seriously.
like a carp
Yeah,
carcass.
like a dead carp.
If anybody grew up on a lake, you know exactly what that smells
Mm-hmm.
like.
Oh,
Or a river. Oh my god.
yeah.
And then it's stuck in your teeth.
That's really bad.
Oh my god.
Save it for later.
Oh, it'll come
Yep.
back to
Yeah.
haunt you a little bit. Disgusting.
Yep.
That
Now we're gonna
backfired.
try the pumpkin spice ramen.
Oh, Jim's just
Jim's
going
already
for it.
digging
Wow.
in.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
Sorry,
you
he
guys
doesn't
had-
know the etiquette of taste tests.
Tastes like salty pumpkin spice.
I actually like that way better than I expected.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Don't be shy about eating the whole thing we did.
Oh man.
That's really good, actually. I was worried that it would be sweet.
Yeah. No, it's salty. Like I did not expect it to be
It's
salty.
like a savory.
Well, that's kind of ramen is salty. You know.
Yeah. But I don't remember like the s'mores one being salty.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm usually not a big pumpkin spice guy. I can appreciate it, but
I feel like this is
decent.
it's not overpowering pumpkin spice though. Oh my god, this is really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 10 because this might be one of the best ramens I've
I
had.
love ramen. We never eat it. We have it in the pantry. It's that thing that you just kind of forget how good it is.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10 because I love the salty. I love the saltiness of it.
I don't know what a 10 is, so I'll go with like an 8, 8.5. It's good.
I really like this. Corey bought these for us. Thank you,
you,
Corey.
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 Yeah, that is delicious.
This is one of my favorite ramens.
Maybe this is why people skip over this part because they can't handle the sound of us like slurping and going.
I don't blame him.
Sherry said you always make this noise. Hi, Sherry. Where you go.
When I eat something.
Yeah, when you eat something
Yeah.
you like.
Yep.
I was like, I guess I'm just.
Aaron
used to it. I
and
don't
his family
notice
can
it.
attest to that because they know I do that too.
I do that.
Yes,
That's freaking good.
she does that.
I don't even know I'm doing it. That's the funny part.
It's just a little.
She does do that now that you say that.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
What time are we looking at?
We're right on schedule.
Breakfast 30.
Let's do our
Oh my God.
synchronicity story really
Yeah,
quick.
dude, I love this.
So Jim and I were driving in the truck on our way back
this
from
one. Okay,
town.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. And he was telling a story about how people get really up in arms when he says he doesn't like Stevie Nicks' voice. Because people are pretty like, how do you not like Stevie Nicks' voice? And I'm sort of indifferent. Like, I don't know. I get it. He thinks she has this kind of weird, raspy.
I always think of South Park because did you see
I'm
that
already
one?
laughing.
Oh.
I can imagine
Cartman
it though.
or-
Where they like replaced her, I think, with a goat because it
Yes.
was making like the
Yes.
goat
Yes.
noises, and they thought it was her singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were both like, yeah, we like Fleetwood Mac. Their music's really
Yeah.
good. But Jim's like, I just don't get the hype about Stevie Nicks. She just doesn't do it for me. And I was like, that's me and AC/DC. Like, I can't stand the singer's voice on AC/DC. It's screechy. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me. But their music is great. I just can't handle the voice. And so we were in that conversation, and you were
AC/DC was on.
AC/DC was on, but you had been talking about Stevie Nicks, and he left it on for a while, and I must have said something, or
No,
you're
then
like,
AC/DC came on, so I turned it, and we were kind of
because he was like,
laughing.
oh, I'm not going to make you listen to this, and I was like, oh, that's okay, then you just owe me a Stevie Nicks song later.
Yeah.
So he hit the scan button, and the very next song was Stevie Nicks.
That's awesome.
We
Kinda
looked at each other like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's a-
okay.
that's a
We just talked
synchronicity.
about these two bands.
Yeah.
Because
What are the
I don't
odds
think
of
we
that?
were listening to AC/DC. It came on
Right,
after
yep.
the conversation
Yeah.
we had. So
And then it was kind of a joke, like, "Oh, well, I'll turn this off
Yeah,
because
that's
and
that's
then the next
100%
one
a
was-
synchronicity.
it was a good moment. So, yeah.
I know I've had some recently, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Now that's an aftertaste I can get behind.
Yeah,
Dead
not
fish?
the dead fish.
Not so much.
Yuck.
Yeah, so this first topic, I have no idea.
Did you show Jim the pictures
No.
I'm going to be talking about?
No, and it's all
So-
in German, so
Again, I've been sitting on this one for a long time, but there's just not much there. But I think it's really fascinating. So I'll wait for you to show them the pictures.
yeah, sorry. I actually have to go to Facebook now to find them. Or I could go to Instagram.
I just hate Facebook lately. Just absolutely hate it.
I love it when they just change stuff and you don't know that they're changing stuff,
Yeah.
so you can kind of zoom in. I know. Yeah.
These are interesting.
Yeah. So this is, like I said, this is going to be short, and then we'll discuss the haunted objects stuff, and then I'll do the trivia questions. I'll answer the trivia questions. There's 2 trivia questions that nobody got the answer right for.
Oh, interesting. Were they
I
the
hear
tough
them?
ones? Yeah, you want to stick around for... okay.
What is this Frank's box one? Is this like a picture
That's
of
for
what a
the
Frank's
That's
second
what, that
half,
is what
yeah.
a Frank's box actually looks like.
Okay.
That's
So we're doing
for,
2 topics today.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
first one is the...
Because I'm familiar with Frank's
Yeah.
box.
So I'm doing the ones with the pictures.
Okay.
So here we go. This is my story. I'm going to be talking about the Nuremberg Incident. At daybreak on April 14th, 1561, the citizens of Nuremberg, Germany, woke up to a strange sight in the sky. I got to change my glasses. I just realized I don't have my...
This already sounds familiar.
It shouldn't, because I don't think we've ever talked
Unless
about
I've run
this.
across it
Probably.
before.
All right. So they woke up to a strange sight in the sky. Later that month, local artist Hans Glaser produced a broadsheet, which is an old-timey newspaper, offering a woodcut engraving of the scene. That's what you guys are seeing, is like the woodcut engraving of what he says happened, and a detailed description of what was witnessed. The text reads, quote, "In the morning of April 14th, 1561 at daybreak, between 4 and 5 a.m., a dreadful apparition occurred on the sun, and then this was seen in Nuremberg, in the city, before the gates, and in the country by many men and women. At first there appeared in the middle of the sun 2 blood-red semicircular arcs, just like the moon in its last quarter, and in the sun, above and below on both sides, the color was blood. There stood a round ball of partly dull, partly black ferrous color.
We need to look at the picture again.
Likewise, there stood on both sides, and as a torus about the sun, such blood-red ones and other balls in large number, about 3 in a line and 4 in a square, also some alone. In between these globes there were visible a few blood-red crosses, between which there were blood-red strips, becoming thicker to the rear, and in the front malleable like the rods of reed grass, which were intermingled among them 2 big rods, one on the right, the other on the left, and within the small and big rods there were 3, also 4, and more globes. These all started to fight amongst themselves, so that the globes, which were first in the sun, flew out to the ones standing on both sides thereafter. The globes standing outside the sun in the small and large rods flew into the sun. Besides the globes flew back and forth among themselves and fought vehemently with each other for over an hour. And when the conflict in and again out of the sun was most intense, they became fatigued to such an extent that they all, as said above, fell from the sun down upon the earth, as if they all burned, and they all wasted away on the earth with immense smoke. After all of this, there was something like a black spear, very long and thick-sighted. The shaft pointed to the east, the point pointed west. Whatever such signs mean, God alone knows."
That's wild.
Yeah, so this is what they saw happening.
I'm trying to think of like what kind of astrological event
Yeah.
could have
Yep.
explained this.
At first, in 1500, you could be thinking about like asteroids and
Yeah.
like meteor showers.
Yep.
something
Right,
like that.
meteor showers.
Yeah.
From Wikipedia, according to author Jason Colavito, The woodcut broadsheet became known in modern culture after being published in Carl Jung's 1958 book, Flying Saucers, A Modern Myth of Things Seen in the Skies, a book which analyzed the archetypal meaning of UFOs. Jung expressed a view that the spectacle was most likely a natural phenomenon with religious and military interpretations overlying it. Saying, quote, if the UFOs were living organisms, one would think of a swarm of insects rising with the sun, not to fight one another, but to mate and celebrate the marriage flight. So he's making it sound like these are some kind of being.
Yeah.
But a military interpretation would view the tubes as cannons and the spheres as cannonballs, and emphasize the black spearhead at the bottom of the scene as some kind of craft, and that these things fought each other, after which they crashed to the earth. But a religious view would emphasize the crosses.
Sure.
So there were crosses in there too. And then another event is reported to have taken place in Basel, Switzerland in 1566. According to Samuel Kokias, on July 27th, 28th, and August 7th, many local witnesses in Basel reported seeing three celestial phenomenon. The first is described as an unusual sunrise, the second as a total lunar eclipse with a red sun rising, and the third like a cloud of black spheres in front of the sun. It's said that these celestial phenomenon fought together in the form of numerous red and black balls in the sky before the rising sun. The report is discussed among historians and meteorologists. The phenomenon has been interpreted by some ufologists to be a sky battle between unidentified flying objects, but the leaflet written by historian Samuel Kokias reported it as a religious event. So the text of the broadsheet for this one gives the description. It happened in 1566 three times on 27th and 28th of July. And on August 7th, against the sunrise and sunset, we saw strange shapes in the sky above Basel. During the year 1566, on the 27th of July, after the sun had shone warm on the clear, bright skies, and then around 9 p.m., it suddenly took on a different shape and color. First, the sun lost all its radiance and luster, and it was no bigger than the full moon, and finally it seemed to weep tears of blood, and the air behind him went dark. And he was seen by all of the people of the city and countryside.
That sounds like an eclipse or something.
Yeah, in much the same way also the moon, which has already been almost full and has shone through the night, assumed an also blood red color in the sky. The next day, Sunday, the sun rose at about 6 o'clock and slept with the same appearance it had when it was lying before. He lit the houses, streets, and around as if everything was blood red and fiery. At the dawn of August 7th, we saw large black spheres coming and going with great speed and precision before the sun and chattered as if they led a fight. Many of them were fiery red and soon crumbled and then extinguished. So kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
And then in Stralsund, Swedish Pomerania, which is now Germany, in 1665, there were reports of unusual flying ships seen over Stralsund, and which appear to be kind of like UFOs in a modern context. The ships were described as being dark gray or having a color being that of the rising moon, and sometimes said to be covered by a dome like that of a hat, as well as being saucer-shaped like a plate. They were said to be flying over St. Nicholas Church near the Baltic Sea, where they hovered until the evening. Some reports describe ships of various sizes battling each other in the sky over the Baltic Sea, which was viewed then as an omen from God. Now I got theories. So that's what we have. We have these. The theories kind of range from LMAO to LOL to I guess that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
My personal favorite, the one that I'm going to go with, of course, is number 5. And I'm assuming this person was kidding, but they said that they believe it proves that reality is a simulation, and they said the sky was glitching, and that the arrow-shaped thing was the cursor moving down to the start menu to reboot the system. So I got to go with that because that's the most logical. So that's theory number 5. Theory number 4 is that it was some kind of weird time war. This comes from the website enigmos.com. The person that does this site says, quote, The common consensus among UFO researchers is that the Nuremberg incident involved aliens. Perhaps this is so, or perhaps it involved terrestrial time travelers. Perhaps, just perhaps, the Nazis really did build a time travel device they were known to have been experimenting with, and perhaps, just perhaps, their adversaries pursued them back into the backwaters of history and precipitated the Battle of Nuremberg. Fast forward roughly 100 years to the opposing side of the English Channel, and we seem to have this incident repeating itself in the lesser-known Battle of Berkshire in 1661, where the crosses and orbs appeared in a nearly identical fashion as the Nuremberg incident, still battling. Perhaps, just perhaps, for the occupants of these vehicles, Nuremberg was but a moment ago, and Berkshire was a continuation of that same battle as the enemy was chased through time and space, which is very Star Trek-ish.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Fast forward roughly 300 years from the Battle of Nuremberg, and the city becomes the spiritual capital of a cult of political religious zealots that we know now as the Nazis. The Nazi hierarchy turned Nuremberg into the city for Nazi party rallies. It's where they held their annual extravagant parties that attracted hundreds of thousands of supporters. Fast forward another decade, and Nuremberg is now where the Allies tried and executed the Nazi war criminals during the Nuremberg trials. Just a moment ago, in the grander scheme of things, that is, UFOs crashed and burned perhaps on the very spot where Nazi war criminals dangled from the ends of the hangman's rope. Just a far-flung hypothesis. Could some of the occupants of these UFOs perhaps have been loyal followers of the Nazis, while the others were Allied warriors who chased them into history? That the project that the Third Reich was involved in was possibly capable of inducing time travel is theoretically possible. Actually, more than just theoretically possible. I'll coin a new phrase and state that it is theoretically probable. Circumstantial evidence indicates that the Nazis did indeed attempt to travel in time. Did they succeed? It's a good possibility that they might have, and that there is a historical record of it that dates back to 1561 in Nuremberg, Germany.
Define good possibility. And is
know.
this person a scientist of some kind?
But
if Stephen Hawking said there's a good possibility, I'd be like, okay, let's talk.
It is interesting that it's almost like there was this space battle, and then 100 years later or whatever, there was like it was almost like a continuation of it. But I just can't buy the
hit the wormhole,
the very Doctor Who-ish time war of these, the Daleks fighting. So it's a really interesting theory, but I don't know if I buy it.
I do not.
So theory number 5, simulation glitch. Theory number 4, time war. Theory number 3, I don't even really have anything for, but it's a religious event. And at the time, that's what everybody assumed it was.
That's
because
what the
that was
quote-unquote
the thing at the time,
climate was.
Where ghosts were demons.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number 3, possibly. Number 2, UFOs.
I mean, I'm not poo-pooing on that.
I'm not poo-pooing it either, because
I feel like there's a much more logical answer, though, and we're going to get to it.
Cosmic event?
No, one is what most people believe it was, but I also feel like it doesn't explain some stuff. But so then we'll jump back to 2 after we talk about 1, but 2 is UFOs. Number 1 is a sundog or other kind of weather event. Have you ever seen a sundog?
Yes.
They're weird. I mean, it looks weird.
Yeah.
I've only seen them like 2 times in my life. I think an eclipse
could explain it too, though.
The eclipse could explain the last one, I think.
Yes.
Where they talk about the sun being a different
and a
color.
meteor shower.
Yeah.
Like, there are multiple things.
Because back then they would quickly jump to, that's God showing us that,
that was, the answer for everything.
It was. Literally explained everything.
Yep. So sundogs are interesting. This comes from an article that I forgot to write down.
We did an episode on sundogs, didn't we? We talked about them at length in an episode, though.
We might have.
Yeah,
we
definitely
did. I don't remember. So this article, I didn't write down where it came from. Sorry. The article says, quote, "If there was ever proof of visitation by ancient astronauts, one of the best and most convincing pieces of evidence would have to be the epic Nuremberg space battle of April 4th, 1561. Especially since almost all retellings of the story mainly focus on the picture and a loose summary of the events that occurred that day, with an emphasis on UFO battles and crashed ships. And good luck finding anything else besides that. Just about everywhere you read it, the story goes like this. Residents woke up early one April morning and saw the spectacle in the above woodcut, which clearly looks like the final space battle from Return of the Jedi, complete with X-Wings, explosions, and Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. Sweet. Making this even more convincing is that some of the objects are said to have fought for a while, and some crashed, as seen in the lower right-hand corner of the wood carving. Orbs and crosses fighting, tubes and a giant arrow crashing ships. It has to be a space battle. While it is tempting to dismiss this whole event as a hoax, and some have, or poo-poo it away as a mass hallucination, which some have, there are a few facts that make that hard to do. Mainly the fact that Hans Glaser, the artist who did this woodcut, was a real person who really did woodcuts, and this woodcut is actually from the time and place that it says it is, and depicting a real event that witnesses saw. For all intents and purposes, it seems like a legitimate case. You can read all about it here with the help of Google Translator. You can also see a pretty comprehensive gallery of Glaser's work online. I encourage people to understand the genre of the 15th century woodcut or broadsheet, which was the early predecessor of today's newspaper. Actually, it is more accurate to say that they were the predecessors to today's National Enquirer because they contained the news of the weird or violent, and they had no problem stretching the truth to sell a few copies, and nearly a quarter of them are astronomical phenomenon like auroras, which were interpreted as signs from God, which I'm sure made them sell more copies.
Right.
Sure.
Unfortunately, despite being very convincing proof of aliens at first glance, and after a superficial perusal of the facts, seemingly confirming a space oddity, the most likely explanation is rather mundane. The best possible explanation for the Nuremberg sightings is merely several atmospheric phenomenon, most likely a sundog or a parhelion, which kick the whole thing off. Sundogs are weird looking enough to make it seem like something really strange is going on in the sky, but a sundog is basically Earth's atmosphere or ice in the upper parts of the sky acting as a prism or reflecting device and making the light from the sun or moon do wacky and sometimes zany things, and Nuremberg had perfect conditions for this to occur. Sundogs and the phenomenon that often occurs with them were also seen as religiously significant back in olden times. In fact, one of the first sundog sightings we know of was depicted in a famous painting called Vader o Stalavin, and it was interpreted, you've seen that one,
Yeah.
hanging in your living room.
Yeah.
And it was interpreted as an omen of God's forthcoming revenge on King Gustav Vasa for his having introduced Protestantism during the 1520s.
Sorry, Protestants.
No offense to the Protestants. Very often these woodcuts, some are obviously depicting sundogs, are interpreted as messages from God, often because of the crosses in the middle of the sun. God is said to be telling them to do all sorts of things. In fact, the Nuremberg woodcut, which we are talking about today, was interpreted at the time by many people as meaning that they should go to war with the Turks. So the shapes fought, but we're not given much detail about what this fight consisted of. Were there lasers, light flashes, or did the objects just chase and run into each other? The woodcut doesn't say. This alleged fighting can possibly be explained by this video below, which we're not showing, describing how different shapes are achieved, seemingly based on where the sun is in the sky. Note that multiple suns, or sundogs, appear at the beginning and then give way to other aspects like tubes, just like was explained in the woodcut.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's...
The fighting could be as simple as one shape moving slightly and changing shape as the sun moves and appearing to push other shapes out of the way. But this is the thing that puzzles me, is something that sets this apart from others is the fact that there was apparently a crash. Because it shows like smoke, like this.
Could there have been a meteor happening at the same exact time?
It's possible. The fact that there was a crash, or was there? The most
meteorite.
obvious question here is if there was a crash, where's the wreckage? Where are the bodies? Why does the woodcut not mention finding anything where these things supposedly crashed?
Right.
Why does Nuremberg make very little of this event to this day? If real alien ships had crashed 500 years ago, the world would be a lot more technologically advanced than we are now from reverse engineering the ships. Starting from Germany, Nuremberg would likely have been impressed enough to erect a memorial of some sort and would probably be the capital of the world based on technological superiority. Or at least one would expect more mention than just a single woodcut. Yet there is no evidence of any of that. The woodcut article is all that exists for proof of anything happening that day. There's no wreckage, no alien bodies, no technology. In short, no physical evidence. Looking at the description of the event and modern pictures or videos or other depictions of similar events, you'll soon see that a sundog really is a more plausible explanation than the galactic empire paying us a visit. So that's what I got. That's my story.
I'm going with sundog.
But the reports of the crashing ships puzzles me.
But
it
what
also
they're calling ships could be anything.
Yeah. And then half of the sites I looked at said the people that woke up to sound of explosions. But then other people didn't say that. And nothing in the woodcutting, which is the only actual documented proof, it doesn't say anything about explosions or hearing sounds. So I'm going to have to go with Sundog too.
Yeah.
I'm just puzzled by the crashing thing, but that easily could just be something he added to
to embellish.
make it more
Sell
interesting.
more wood cutting.
Sell more copies.
Yep.
But I've always been fascinated by those pictures that show all the crosses and orbs in the sky, and I like the idea that the tubes are like cannons.
Yeah.
But,
What's with the big black ship on the bottom
that
of it?
I don't know.
That's
The arrow
that thing
looking
is
thing.
something that never
that's
really
a lot of people said that's like the mothership that the other...
Yeah.
Yeah, how would the
and
Sundog explain
and
that?
some people,
Right. That's the
some
one thing
people
that
tied
doesn't-
this to their belief that there was life on Mars at one point, and they think that this was the battle that ended the life on Mars. That they were coming to Earth, and there was another alien squad that was defending the Earth, and that's what wiped them out. And they say that there was time involved, and that's why you saw it here, and then you saw it there, and then you saw it 100 years later. I don't know. I think the easiest explanation is that it's just sundogs or just seeing, like you said, eclipse.
Yeah.
But
It's a cool story, though.
Yeah,
it is a
that
super
really
cool
It's
story.
very interesting to just see how, at the time, they would have interpreted something like that.
Because sundogs are weird looking, but
I don't know that I've ever seen one. Honestly.
and I also read I didn't put it
Pictures.
I didn't put it in here, but it was said that the most likely times to experience sundogs are sunrise or sunset, and this all
makes
dealt
sense. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
sunrising or sunsets.
And
Yeah.
it's always red, it seems, and the red is the shortest color length, and there's always red sunsets and red
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so
sunrises,
common.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Just the other day on the way home from work, there was a sunset, and it literally painted everything around me red. It was the most beautiful thing. I was like, who can I text right now to tell how beautiful this is? It was like one of those moments. And I was like, you know what, Krista? Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy the
be
moment.
in the moment and
You
enjoy
didn't
it.
think it was some otherworldly.
You
No,
didn't- you
it
didn't-
was not a
there
religious event.
It wasn't a battle in the sky.
No,
or
it was literally the sun.
And it's like if it was a religious, if it was God, it's like how come there hasn't been any more?
Right.
Because
Yeah. Well, now Jesus
probably
just shows up on
yeah,
toast,
Yeah,
so.
exactly. God was like, they ain't listening to me, so I'm just not telling them anymore.
Pretty much.
Sounds
That's new.
Sound like a ghost turning a wrench in the other room.
Or a comb, like nobody heard that, so they're like, "What are they talking about?" Who knows?
Some weird
There's
sounds
weird
from in
sounds down here.
All right.
Jim's going to look.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll go in there, and then he's just standing in the corner of the room.
Facing the
Like-
corner.
like the Blair Witch
Blair Witch.
Project.
I haven't watched that in a while.
I was talking with Stephanie, one that's participating in the trivia contest, that she's never seen Almost Famous.
Oh,
So we were talking
that's
about
tragic.
it. Now it's like, I think I'm going to watch Almost Famous tonight because I
so
haven't
good.
watched it in a while. Nope, Jim's still alive down here,
Yep.
so that wasn't a...
We're good.
Okay,
Carry on.
okay. So,
he's in maintenance mode now, so he'll just join us when he's ready, I guess.
but that's all I have.
Okay.
That's really all I
That's a
have.
very interesting story. I like that.
Interesting story and very short story.
Mm-hmm. No, we're almost at an hour, so.
Yeah, we'll talk about... Jim is back. So the second part, we'll talk about the haunted objects.
Yeah. Episodes.
4-part. I didn't care for the first part that much because I'm just not into... What's the word I'm looking for? Not spiritualism, but
Oh, with the horns and
yeah,
stuff?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like the old-fashioned
that was
seance,
kind of spiritualism.
The old-fashioned seance.
That is
stuff.
where that came about, though, was
Yeah,
spiritualism.
Yeah,
wasn't
but
it?
I'm just not that into that.
Yeah, table
aspect of
tipping
it, like
and
table tipping.
seances.
It's all
Yeah.
phony and just...
I think
Yeah, like
most
the
of it
ectoplasm
was.
where people have ectoplasm pouring out of their nose in pictures.
Ooh,
Have you ever seen
I
ectoplasm
have.
pictures? They're
I
just
have.
gross.
It is weird. Have we? I 100% lost my train of thought. Oh, didn't we have a voicemail from somebody?
Oh, I don't know about a voicemail. We have the
We have
EVPs.
this.
Yeah.
Well, in the first, I don't know what order we're going in, but we're going to talk about EVPs. That'd be a good time to play this, right?
Or we could
I
start.
have no idea
we
what
could-
you have prepared for
we
this.
could, I don't have anything prepared for it.
Oh, well, this is gonna. I just have random notes that I wrote down of stuff.
I have 4 takeaways that I thought were important to talk about.
Cool. Wow, I have like 4 pages.
Yeah, but I figured this would just be us more
conversational.
Talking.
Okay.
Should we play? Let's play her stuff
Sure.
first. So this is from Jennifer. She did an investigation.
Do we get to hear it?
Yes.
And
Nice.
I am going to.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
So I'll have to hit pause. So let me know when you're ready to pause.
Okay, so this is from Jennifer.
Okay.
She says, I recently had a chance to investigate an old opera house theater in northern Illinois. This building is original from the 1880s, and the upper floor has always been a playhouse. The main floor was a police and fire station, and the current women's bathroom is still the old cells from the jail.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
lovely to go to the bathroom in there. For context, let me say that during the time frame in the mid-1900s, the playhouse was empty and was used as a shooting range for the local police, which comes into play in the sounds that we're going to hear.
Okay.
Evidently, there are still bullet holes in the stage walls. It was just 4 of us, and we spent the majority of our time in the theater as it was quite active from the get-go. We had REM pod activity and a K2 that ran out of battery in the first hour because it kept going off so much, and not just a flicker, but it buried the meter orange and red quite a bit. It also, we never use a cat ball. It also liked the one cat ball in the back of the theater. We should try using a cat ball that lights up. And, huh?
I didn't know.
Like the cat toy that lights up when a cat bats it, because a lot of people say that goes off.
Kind of like
on
a motion
investigations.
detector, really.
Yeah.
They were using them when we did the tour / investigation at the asylum.
At the
yeah.
asylum.
They did not go off.
It also liked one cat ball in the back of the theater. Even though we had others all around it, it chose the one in the back that was, of course, outside the camera's view. 'Cause that's how the ghosts are.
Yep.
As we were all sitting around in different parts of the theater, my sister-in-law and I hear what we thought are fireworks, but they're very faint. I mean, like really faint, but we move on. I also think I hear an audible voice sigh or like a ooh-hoo sound. Then the most unreal thing happens, and it will cause me to ask you to share this. We have a music box. We made it ourselves, so I know how it works. It's battery operated and has a motion sensor with an LED light, so I know when it is triggered. We did not have it out, as I usually use it in areas where we are less likely to accidentally set it off, and wide open theater is not ideal. So it's in our black bag on the table in front of the stage. We have the REM pod backstage and are getting quite a bit of response from it, and most of it is direct response, but not all. So I tell my brother that I would like to end the session and take the REM pod to check the battery to verify we're not dealing with a bad connection or low battery issue. He tells whatever we are talking with that we're going to take its new toy and check on some things and come back. Two of us are in the middle of the theater. My sister is off to the left side, 3 rows back, and my brother is coming out of the stage left doors, walking towards the front, when we suddenly hear music inside the theater. He stops dead in his tracks and asks what that is. I say it sounds like the music box, trying to remember who would have took that out, and I know I didn't. And my sister says it's still in the bag and not connected to the battery. So that's weird. We had just turned off the REM pods, so I guess I wanted to find a new toy to play with. We sat right back down, turned on the music box after checking to make sure it hadn't been connected and where the connections had been to see if accidentally touching it could have started it. We could find no plausible explanation of why or how. My husband, who made the box, couldn't even recreate that issue the next day. We also had an issue with the video camera, and at one point after the music box's incident, my brother was going back into the theater with a new charge cord, and as he hit the front stage steps again, he was stopped dead in his tracks by a voice with a very loud sigh. I have the video feed of this, but no sound. Again, tech issues with the equipment. We did ask the person with us that night who works for the theater if there were any festivals going on or if he had heard fireworks. He said no, he hadn't, and then came back later and gave us the information about the shooting range, which we did not know beforehand. But reviewing the audio records, we have all of this caught on our records, as I always leave a recorder going at all times in the area we are investigating, even when we are not there, which I like to do too. We have the audible sigh I heard early in the evening. We have the bang sounds that after review are 5 in a row. We have the music box, and we have the sound my brother heard. This one is very faint, as the only mic in the theater at the time was in the balcony area and not the stage area. As far as the music box goes, this is the creepy part or the cool part, depending. We had 2 recorders with us at this point, one on the stage, one in the balcony. The one on the stage caught 3 of the 4 notes that I played, but the one in the balcony caught all 4 notes. Our theory is that it's possible the energy was in front of the stage mic and possibly blocked part of the audio, which is interesting. I never thought of that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we had a very cool night and thought you would like to hear all about it. I will try to forward you a clip of the music box and the shots. Also, I was able to review the other recorder we had and I hadn't got to yet, and I found the clip that is entitled Sand Bal OH. This has no rational explanation, as the only male in the group that night was my brother, who is speaking from Jennifer. So we can play these.
Okay.
I think I numbered them, but I don't remember exactly. What's the name of the first one?
Oh, I have to look.
Yep, you got to put them in.
It said there was a problem with the drive, but we'll see.
Mine always
sometimes
does.
Sometimes it says that. But side note, Project Fear, they use a music box too.
Yeah.
And they were at a location, and twice when it was in the equipment room in
It
a
went
bag,
off?
not connected, you can hear it in the distance. And it was a place that is known to have a mimic, which is
crazy.
interesting.
That is
yeah.
interesting.
Okay, Sand Music Stage, Sand Pops, Sand Audio Voice, and Sand Bal OH.
Okay, so the first one is what?
Sand Music Stage.
Play it. I don't
Okay.
remember exactly what we're listening for. There's one, the Pops is interesting because the place used to be
The gun range.
okay.
Okay.
And that's what it almost sounds like. But
And
play
5 shots
Yeah.
is pretty.
yeah.
Just one would be like, eh.
But play the first one.
Okay.
I think
I don't know how many you guys put now. And
The heck was that?
that sounded like the music box, but it's in the bag here. It's not like that. Are you freaking kidding?
As Jim just said, that's pretty loud.
Yeah, you can
you
obviously
can almost hear an echo.
Yeah, you can obviously hear it's the music box
Yeah.
going off, but if
Hear
it's not
ding, ding, ding.
powered,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
that's
yeah,
weird.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
That one's really interesting. You know, that kind of reminds me
That
of
would
our
creep me
REM
out.
pod going off so much during
Yeah.
that investigation.
First time that ever
Cool.
has ever
Yeah,
happened.
like I don't know how to explain that.
No.
The second one is the one where you can hear the pops that I think sounds like a what's the word I'm looking for? A residual haunting
Oh,
of when
okay.
it was
Yeah, sure.
when it was a shooting range.
Sure.
So play the second one and you can hear the pops.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I could see how they would think it might have been fireworks in the distance.
Because it did sound kind of like
Yeah.
fireworks, but
It
at
had
the
the
same
cadence of a gun too, like pop, pop.
Yeah,
pop,
it
pop.
did.
Yeah.
It did. It sounded very much to me like a gun. So I don't know if that would be a residual effect of it,
It
being a
could be.
shooting range, but I thought that was super interesting. The next one, I can't remember what it is, but we will.
Oh, let's look. Audible voice.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure what we're
know
listening
if
for in
it's
that
the-
one.
the-
If it's the voices at the end, I definitely hear that.
The weird O after the.
Yeah, it
Sounds
sounds
like
like
a
someone
moan.
whispers, and then a female-ish
Yeah,
voice makes like a.
reacts to
I keep
it.
hearing a whistling in the
But
background.
I
don't
thought
know
I
what that
heard
is. Hmm.
voices in the background towards the beginning too, but really faint. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I would love to check this place out.
Yeah, me too.
To be honest with you.
Northern
Where's Northern
Illinois.
Il- I was
It's
gonna
not too
say,
far
it's
away.
No,
close.
that is pretty close. And the last one is the one I think that with the male voice.
Okay.
Jenny, I can barely hear you, so you might need to talk up a little louder for the recorder. It's okay, the recorders are pretty powerful, actually.
It would help us though.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, so.
Yeah, I hear it.
I
It's
don't know
over
what-
them talking.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I can't.
It almost sounds like a laugh or a
or
giggle.
something. It's not words.
Yeah. That's weird.
It sounds vocal.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of that, Jennifer. I really
Yeah.
don't.
Good stuff.
Good. Yeah.
It is very good. I love EVPs.
I do too.
Class C's there, right?
Oh boy.
That's like watching or listening to the haunted objects. They were calling them Class A's, and I don't feel like theirs were
No,
Class
they weren't that
A's.
great, actually, if I'm
And I
being
feel like ours
honest.
are better.
We've
I
gotten
do feel
some
like
really
we've
good
gotten better
EVPs.
EVPs than they did.
Yeah.
But Jennifer, thank you for sending those.
Yeah.
Super interesting. I don't know what to make any of that, but I do want to investigate that place.
Smashed my face
and
in the
Krista just hit her
microphone.
microphone. My takeaways from, if you haven't listened to those haunted objects
You should.
podcasts or watch them, you should,
So
because
informative.
they're so good.
Their research is amazing.
But my 4 main takeaways that I took away from the podcast,
from all 4 of the episodes.
I think basically I do have one from each. No,
Okay.
not from the first one. But the one thing that I really never thought about before, my number 1, is how much taps Ghost Hunters influenced.
I know.
Like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures.
We all repeat
like
everything we
everybody,
heard on
yeah,
there.
like there was really no show that showed how Ghost Hunters operate before
Yeah,
that, I
right.
think. So everybody emulates what Taps did in Ghost Hunters and what Ghost Adventures is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like they said in the podcast, everybody's just following the same pattern and not really
Doing it on their own and figuring it out on their
and
own.
not really figuring it out on their own,
And Greg
which is
and
really
Dana
interesting.
were very adamant to be like, we did it too. Like, we've done all of these things too.
Yeah.
Because they totally debunk some stuff that we've all believed for
Yeah.
a really long time.
Yeah.
That
Almost everything we did was based on that.
Yeah.
You know, the
It
way
was
Because
the
you had
only
no more
example we
information.
had.
because we didn't
Yeah.
have because
Right.
we were just because we wanted to be like
Even
like the
books
ghost
about
hunters.
ghost hunting says all of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
So it's cool that like when somebody's like the Estes method, I think is way more forward thinking than
Yeah.
you know. But I just thought that was interesting and never really thought about how much we all emulate
Yeah.
Ghost Hunters
It's
and
very
Ghost
true.
Adventures. That was my first big takeaway. So my second big takeaway was the EVP recorders.
Yeah. That Holy Grail one,
Yeah.
not worth the money, sounds like.
No, but what I found interesting was that they said the older, crappier recorders are better than
Way better.
Right.
You know,
Because they have the electret microphone in them.
Yeah.
Condenser, electret,
the condenser
microphones.
microphone.
It's not just a broken radio.
Well, that's a ghost box.
Oh.
We're talking about digital recorders.
Yeah, and you know, it explains why I gravitate. I have a really good Sony one that's like crystal clear that I only really use as a background one. But the one that I like using the most is the old one I bought at the thrift store in Two Rivers
'Cause
for
it
like
has white
$10
noise?
because it's an old. It's not the whatever one that they talk about being the Holy
The
Grail
Holy Grail
one,
that you
but
pay,
it's
like-
not far after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the thrift store and I was looking at because they had the sealed glass case, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh my god, they have a digital recorder. So I bought it for $10, and now that's what I hunt for at thrift stores. You guys ever see a old digital recorder at a thrift store? Pick it up
Yeah.
because
The only thing is, if it doesn't have the USB thing on it, I'm like,
that's what
forget it.
sucks. I have some really old ones at home, but
My
they don't
original
have.
one. Yeah,
I
has
had
that.
to have a special cord
Yeah.
to connect it to the back of the computer.
I'm not doing that.
And I don't know where that cord is, and it was just more hassle. Where my
I don't know how we did it
I
back
don't
in the
know.
day.
My Sony one, I could just flip out the
USB.
USB, just plug it into the computer.
Yeah, I agree.
But it sounds like older. The one that I bought at the thrift store, I actually have a connecting cable. It's just like a USB older cable that I can use to connect. So it's actually perfect. So that's going to be my main EVP recorder. But they said that like their ultimate belief was that EVP is actually coming from
Inside the recorder.
yeah, it's coming from electromagnetic interference.
Yes.
That whatever these things are can manipulate that to come through.
Yeah.
They said it's not audible.
No.
And that's why we don't hear it.
Right. So that's something I wanted to talk about, is that the thing we've all regurgitated over the years is we use these because they can pick up sounds in a frequency that our ears can't hear, and that is absolutely 100% false.
Yeah.
That our human ears can hear ultrasonic sound, which is like 20,000 hertz, and infrasonic sound, which is 20 hertz.
Yeah.
We can hear between those two ranges. The most average digital recorder can only hear about 160 to 7,200 hertz. So Our human ears hear wildly more of a range than a recorder can. So that's not at all explaining EVPs.
The recorder's not going to hear something that we can't hear.
Yeah. So if it were, I mean, we hear audible. That's not an EVP. We've heard voices with our ears. Yeah. That's not an EVP. It's something different. A disembodied voice, I guess, if you want to say. But yeah, they were explaining that I wrote it down. Yeah, because it has to do with that microphone. It's the condenser. Hold on. I don't remember stuff. If it were, okay, so vibrations move air. It vibrates our eardrums, sends signals to the brain. Sounds are basically just contact between two things. They create waves, and those waves are what travel to us. But that cannot be what EVPs are, because we would hear it with our ears then. So these microphones, it's a condenser electret microphone that something is happening, some kind of EMF or EM, electromagnetic disturbance, is causing a reaction inside that specific kind of microphone. And that is what creates sound, which sounds like sound to our brains and to our ears. And that's what EVPs are. It's happening. Something's manipulating something in the microphone itself. So I thought that was wildly informative, because we have all been operating under a completely different assumption for our entire ghost hunting careers.
That we're just not able to hear whatever they're saying, but they're not saying anything that we would be able to hear.
Right. Yeah, the more expensive recorders actually don't pick up nearly as many EVPs because they don't have...
Well, and they said...
They have a barrier.
They have a better shielding.
Yes.
Where the old ones don't. I mean, that's why the old ones sound so crappy.
I also
part of the reason.
Yeah, I also thought it was really interesting that they talked about how early on the assumption was always, we're talking with aliens.
Yeah.
And then somehow over time it turned into, it's dead people.
Yeah.
And now... Well, the Newkirks especially are more like, we might be talking to aliens, actually, more than dead people.
Because that Radova guy heard his mom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I always laugh when I'm listening to it where they talk. They say they answer each other's phone calls going, "This is Konstantin Radova."
Yeah. It just sounds like a dude, like, pranking people to me,
100%,
those recordings.
100%. Especially the ones that were Radova that sounded creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were ones that was, like, mimicking his voice, that it wasn't actually him.
Yeah.
But they originally thought it was aliens that they were talking to. Frank's box, when we get to Frank's box, he thought it was aliens, I think. He didn't think it was the dad.
Yeah, they were, because the aliens are what kind of steered him the right way to make him, actually.
Yeah, and not ghosts. It was aliens.
And now the Newkirks they said that they have actually received communication from something that...
On Saturn?
Yeah, a vampire who lives on Saturn.
A vampire that lives on Saturn?
That has given them ideas and instructions on how to do stuff, which is interesting.
Well, you're basically a skeptic, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you think of this stuff?
Actually, UFOs, I'm more like totally on board with.
Yeah, but as far as like the EVPs...
I think it's... Yeah, the EVPs, I just can't wrap my head around. I can see, I don't know if it's a ghost or what it actually is. Whether it's outside interference, whether it's electromagnetic interference, I don't know. I don't know. For me, I can't really wrap my head around. I mean, you guys got caught some stuff that you
can't figure out, that you can't explain.
Me, like double think my
your stance
my
on
stance.
it.
Yeah. So.
But
there is stuff out there that is very intriguing, to say the least.
He's definitely come around.
Yeah.
He was way more skeptical when we were first together.
What I don't get is, if this is how these are happening, how does whatever this is know how to use that electromagnetic interference?
Is there a Ghost 101?
Yeah, that tells you how to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, how do they know how to manipulate the interference in order to come across as sound?
Yeah,
which
especially
makes no sense to me.
not come across as audible sound.
Yeah,
because they do that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
But should I jump to Frank's box?
Yeah.
What I thought was super interesting about Frank's box, like, I don't know that much about Frank's box, but I always heard people had really good results with Frank's box, and not as much with the spirit boxes. But
They're
But what,
so different.
yeah, what fascinated me was when they said that after looking at the schematics for the Frank's box, they realized there was a microphone
It's similar to the.
It's the
inside
same
that
one.
is similar to the microphone
Yeah.
used
Yep.
in
The electric
and that's why
microphone.
they
Yeah.
think they had more luck with that, because whatever it is that is communicating is using that
Yeah.
condenser microphone to communicate.
the same, less shielding,
Yeah,
less,
yeah.
more interference.
And
Well-
I think that's the key to the Frank's box, is that it has the microphone inside of it, where the Spirit box does not have a microphone.
No, it's literally just a broken radio.
It's a broken radio. Yeah.
You're literally just picking up DJs and clips of music.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the Frank's box, you're actually getting
Something with
some kind of
because
communication.
of the microphone.
Yeah.
I thought that was super
Dana
interesting.
described the Spirit box as though you're on the phone with whatever you're communicating with, and the Frank's box is like you're in the same room with whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they described the Frank's box as a real-time EVP.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. EVPs, you have to play back to hear them, sometimes days later. But the Frank's box, it's actually happening in the moment. You get to hear it in the moment.
Yeah.
I suppose it's like if you had headphones on while you're recording. We've tried that. It's actually like, I don't like doing it. It's disorienting.
It's just very disorienting.
So you'll have a digital recorder actually recording,
Sure.
and you can plug headphones into it.
And you
so
can
you're
hear
like hearing
what it's recording.
everything. Yeah.
That would be like, yeah, super.
It's,
over-
makes
it
you
is.
dizzy.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's something very, I don't know. I don't like doing it, but
No, we've tried that. I think we tried that at Vicky's at Elsing's
yes,
secondhand
we totally
shop.
did. Yep.
But I just thought that was so fascinating that there's a microphone inside Frank's
Yes.
box, and I think the microphone is the key to all of this. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I really want a Frank's box now.
Yeah.
Too bad they're super rare and super expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, they were saying
Can we just
they
build
only
one?
Made, like, yeah. Where's Frank?
I got an idea in my head for
Okay.
something that I would like to make, but I can't design anything. But I think I've talked with you about this. My idea for something like this is a box,
Okay.
and it has a little thing in the center on the bottom of the box where you can put your digital recorder. And the four walls of the box on the inside are made out of mirrors, because there's all this talk about how mirrors
Yeah.
facing each other
Or open a portal
creates
or
a
whatever,
portal.
yeah.
And one of the old EVP books that I've downloaded that I've been reading suggests to try putting two mirrors facing each other over your recorder
Yeah,
when
you
you're
have
trying
talked
for
about
EVPs.
this. Yes.
Which I would love to do. But
That
I
would
also
be very easy.
I also like how
We could build that.
would it be possible to take the
build
recording?
that.
Sure, we could. We could do that.
Jim, who, if there's a loose mirror that we don't have hanging up, he has to turn it facing the wall so that we don't just have a mirror
Yeah, that is a
facing
little
outward.
weird thing.
It creeps him
because,
out.
I don't know, it's
Mirrors
just
are
a
creepy.
thing.
We
Yeah.
had our episode about mirrors,
did,
and mirrors are
haunted mirrors.
creepy. I don't like,
We should try that.
like I always think about that story from that person that they realized their reflection in the mirror was always a couple seconds off from
Ew.
what they were doing.
Ew.
So that is an
There's your Matrix thing
Gross.
too.
Yeah.
Glitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
There's
that's a glitch in the Matrix.
It's running a little slow today.
So yeah, I mean that's my takeaway from that episode, and my takeaway number 4 from the Estes method episode. Like I love that was kind of confirming what I was saying. That what I'm saying
Isn't what you're
isn't
hearing.
necessarily what I'm hearing, but it's what my mind is hearing,
Yeah.
and not so much what is coming through the radio. So I think that's the key to the Estes method. I think that it's not the audio itself that we're getting it from. I think the audio, because when you listen to that, you're hearing
Yeah.
constantly.
And yes.
And I almost think it like puts you in like a light trance state where something, whatever psychic things are coming through are able to come through. And I think that's because I've said that from the start when I've done since I've started the Estes stuff. I said, I don't think I'm necessarily hearing what I'm saying out loud. It's just coming into my head.
And I've only done it twice. And
Yeah.
it was both times at the Glen Beulah School, and it was a very short
Yeah.
session. I would like to experiment with it more. I just don't want to. I'm afraid to do it in our house because I like
Yeah, don't do anything.
I
in your
don't
house.
wanna, like,
no, wake up,
wake
whatever-
anything
if
up
anything's
here, especially
No.
if somebody died here, which
And
we're
that's
pretty
the same
sure we
reason.
did.
That's the same reason why with my creepy apartment stuff, I never put an EVP recorder out because I don't want whatever was there to know that I'm actively looking for
yes,
it.
because then it might get real chatty.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk? Let's
Let's
do this.
talk. Let me open
Yeah.
your cabinets in the kitchen in the middle of the night when you
Yeah.
guys are sleeping.
Well, and we were watching Estes one yesterday morning, and Connor revealed like the 5 indicators that you're having a really good, genuine session. And one of them is that the receiver, so the person who's under listening to the ghost box, their eyes will water. And if you're watching Hellier, if you watched Hellier, the guy who does the hypnosis sessions to like sort of create an alien experience, abduction experience or whatever, he says a really good sign of a really good deep hypnosis session is eye watering. So it's interesting that your eyes are supposed to water when you do the Estes method, because it's kind of a sign that it is sort of like a hypnotic state.
Considering how freaked out I am by hypnosis and all that stuff,
but
it amazes me that I like the Estes method.
But it's you doing it. It's not somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the other one was feels cold, and I was like, well, I was at the Glen Beulah school with
where
no
it was
heat.
like 20 below.
I was freezing the
20
entire
below
time.
inside the building.
I did think it was really interesting when they talk about more of the signs that it's a good session. That the receiver, who clearly, I mean, you're blindfolded, you can't hear anything but the ghost box, seems to know what's going on in the room. Like someone in the room will put their hands in their pockets, and then the receiver will say pockets.
Yeah.
Or they'll know that somebody's come or into the room or left the room. So I thought that's like really interesting to me.
Yeah.
And then they'll echo something someone has just said, which is interesting. And the indirect context specific answers. So the example they gave is Dana was doing the Estes method, and they were using a Ouija board, which, again, they are all about the Ouija board. They are not afraid to use the Ouija board at all. And
I still don't want to use one.
Yeah, I don't know. I have another point to make about that, too. And they were saying, what color is the Ouija board? What color is it? And Dana's response was Barbie, baby. And it was a pink Ouija board.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Barbie Ouija board, but it was like a really rare limited edition Ouija board that was like a bright pink. And what do you associate Barbie with as pink?
Yeah.
So that was like one of those, it made sense, but it wasn't like a direct answer to what they were asking.
I was going to put it in here, and I totally forgot, but I was reading an article from a skeptical site about the Estes method, about how it's not accurate. And this person was saying that even with the noise isolating headphones, you can still hear the murmurs. So you know when somebody's asking a question, and you can pose a response, because you do hear when they stop talking.
I don't know that I can't say yes or no, because we haven't tried these new headphones yet. We have the official headphones now. Go ahead.
The thing is, like, okay, you can hear murmurs, but why does the answers correlate to the questions?
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
I don't care if it can hear murmurs. You're almost answering questions.
Yeah.
With the crappy headphones, I can tell who's even asking the question.
Yeah.
By the tone of
I
their
could tell
voice.
if it was a male or female when we had crappy headphones.
But I'm really curious to see how these headphones change it. And I think you do have to crank the ghost box up loud enough so that you can't hear what's happening around you.
One question I really want to send to Greg Newkirk. The noise canceling headphones work by a microphone inside the headphone.
It's a technology.
So then why doesn't that help with EVP, having that microphone inside the headphone itself?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
It's a
saying?
shielded microphone, maybe?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
If it's
could
a
be.
different type, if it's not a condenser microphone, if
Right.
it's a different kind of microphone. But I kind of want to message him and ask that. And then we become
Might be a
we
Connor
become best
question,
friends.
actually.
Yeah, we become best friends. They'd hang out on the podcast with us. They'd come here.
Oh, for sure. I thought one of the most interesting, because they show a lot of examples of them doing the Estes method, and the best one is when Connor's under and somebody's holding up 4 fingers, and they're just trying so hard. They're like, how many fingers am I holding up? And you can tell whoever they're communicating with is trying so hard to figure it out.
Yeah.
They name every number under the sun except number 4. And he's even like, I'm trying. Help me. I'm trying. And at one point, he gets
like,
frustrated.
Yeah.
At one point, the guy puts his hand down and he's like, I can't see it. And they're like, oh my God, put your fingers back up. Like, to me, that was like wild. Like, he can't hear. He doesn't know what the question was. And for him trying so hard to come up with how many fingers.
Say every number except for the one.
Except that one.
They
was
say that
wild
they
to
can't
me.
answer questions. They can go around it, but they can't answer specific questions, which was interesting.
Yeah.
I was very interested in about the telepathy of it.
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
He refuses to say telepathy.
I like telepathy.
He says telepathy. He knows it drives me crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's kind of part of that. I think it's, you could get in that trance state and you can actually
Connect with
other people that are in the room. And
Yeah, so then are you not actually hearing the spirit?
I think for myself,
that it's more psychic than it is spiritual thing.
More of the psychic telepathy than the ghost talking.
I thought
to
it was
you.
interesting that
You
they
connect
said
with the people you are with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they said there's people that are natural question askers and there are people that are natural receivers, and that might have something to do with the telepathy. No, he's going to have me saying telepathy with the telepathy of it all. Like maybe those people are good at sending out their psychic.
Yeah.
And
receivers, and you're
I feel like
open to
I'm a
it.
natural receiver. I'm a better receiver than a question asker.
I haven't done it long enough to know either way, but I'd like to try it more.
Yeah, we need to do it more.
One thing I thought would be interesting to try is the split method, where two people are plugged into the spirit box to see if there's any correlation between the answers they're
If
giving.
they hear the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, and what happened was
Was this the flag?
yes, Connor was
Oh.
under, and the other girl, I can't remember her name. She was one of the resident investigators. They were both under, and all of a sudden, Connor says something like, he kept saying, sorry, she said that she just got this vision in her head. It wasn't anything she heard that was like America. Like, it was like that. And then later, shortly after, Connor's like, America? Like
Right.
it was interesting that it almost like they were connecting, not that they were getting communication from something else.
And assuming that they really can't hear each other.
Right.
How do you explain that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I would totally be down with that too. And we do have two spirit boxes.
Well, no, you plug into the same one.
Yeah.
And
Does
you
it have
use
more?
a use
a
a splitter.
Use a splitter.
And well, in this particular experiment, Carl had one of the splits going through his laptop so he could record it.
Yeah.
So you could do it that way
I
too.
need to
but
futz around more with because I have the SB7. That's the one
Yeah.
that Blaine got us.
Yeah,
And I
we
think
have
that's the
we
one
have two of those.
too.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was interesting going back to, I think, the EVP episode, one of these episodes, was them talking about how,
That's a good idea though, to have two of them going.
yeah,
Not just a splitter.
Yeah,
We should try,
we should
that,
try
too.
that, too.
We need to have an investigation.
Yeah, we do.
'cause
We need a haunted
Kayla
place.
did tell us we could go to her house. 'cause
Oh, yeah,
she has
Kayla's
a very
house.
haunted house.
Kayla, we might be coming there.
Knock, knock, knock.
I thought it was interesting that they said a lot of these ghost hunting shows, this is going back to like the first, I should have said this at the beginning, but they said a lot of the ghost hunting shows gloss over the fact that clicking your walkie-talkies
Oh, yeah.
Creates
an
Interference.
because we figured that out with our REM pod.
Oh, yeah.
I
I thought Rhonda was going to have a heart attack. This REM pod's going off down here, and she's on the walkie-talkie telling us the REM pod's going
Yeah,
off, and then
every
we
time
figured
she was
out.
clicking the walkie-talkie,
It
the
was the
REM pod was
walkie-talkie,
going off.
yeah.
So I thought that was interesting that the ghost hunting shows are like, we got a big spike on, they're calling
Yeah.
somebody. We have a big spike on EMF up here, and
And
that's because they're calling somebody on the walkie-talkie.
We don't even use EMF detectors.
No.
We have one somewhere, or we used to.
Yeah, we do.
Actually, we do have one in the kit, but I don't know. To me, a REM pod is way less work, and it's the same thing.
EMF
Well, it's
goes
not
off,
actually the
like-
same thing. The REM pod creates EMF.
Yeah.
And when something crosses the field or
Yeah.
enters the field
Yep.
of EMF, it goes off. The detector actually does detect EMF,
Yeah.
but
It surprised me that they said when they record their podcast, they can't even have their phones on.
yeah, I've never had that.
I never had that issue with ours either.
No, but I know what they're talking about. That
Yeah.
it'll make like that
Yeah.
noise.
Yep.
Yeah, we have never had that issue, but I don't know. We're pretty low tech here.
Yeah, very low tech, but it works better.
I feel like we have good sound though.
We
so
have great
I'm not
sound compared to some
complaining.
other podcasts I've listened to.
Yeah.
But those are my four main takeaways that I was like super interested in from these. I thought they were brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
these
pretty much what I
episodes
wrote down, too.
were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what was interesting to me, the connection between, like, in the trance state that you can, connect with somebody else, which
Yeah.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to jump in and
Try
grab the
that.
microphone or the headphones and kind of give
Yeah,
it a
Jim's
shot.
the one who ordered the headphones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
After
it's
watching that
interesting.
episode, yeah.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I guess I mean, I don't know. I really want to try
I
it.
would be way willing to do it here, but I know you're
Yeah.
sketched out.
I just don't like.
I would do it.
It's like a buzzkill to think of that you're not hearing ghosts, that you're just reading somebody's mind, which is
Not
still
really,
interesting.
though.
but
That's cool.
It's still interesting.
Or you're communicating with something out there, which that freaks me out.
That was
actually.
another thing they said. Your brain waves are already electrical magnetics
yeah.
fields, and then your head is kind of shaped as a cone, so it like puts it out there.
Yeah.
So they were saying that that's a possibility too, and I was like, maybe it is aliens. There's,
Yeah. What do you think about that God helmet?
That freaks me out.
Me too. I don't think I could do it.
I want nothing to do with that.
Especially
on my head,
when she said that she's like in a fog for the next 10 days.
Yeah,
I was
any
like,
brain stuff.
I have a
anything
job.
that
I can't do that.
Interferes with the brain. No.
Yeah.
Like that freaks me out.
That was interesting, though. We just watched Hellier. I rewatched it. Jim watched it for the first time. That was in the second season, I think.
Jim liked the first season. You said better than the second season.
Why is that? Did the second season get to a little
nerdy, really in depth, and like I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, man,
rituals and her setting up that ritual at the end in the
not
cave
even
was a
that.
bit much?
It's just over my head almost because they talk about a lot more technical stuff and
Yeah.
a lot more.
They do.
In the first one, it's just like we're going to look.
It's
for
more about
some
the
trolls.
solving the
Some
mystery.
goblins
Yeah.
coming out of a cave.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just simple stuff like I can get behind and like, hey, there might be these little guys cruising out of caves, but then, after you get in depth and start looking into it, and I got really interested in Injured Cold too, so
He
I ordered those books
that the daughter.
that the
Oh,
original
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that the daughter read. Wrote.
The Indrid Cold stuff is fascinating.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
With
It gets
Garenberger.
pretty
Yeah.
weird. I'm like most of the way through the book, and I kind of like, all right, it's getting
getting a
weird
little
now.
far-fetched.
He goes and visits the place, and like,
Yep.
it gets
He saw this thing
super
that looked like a
weird.
stove or something landing on the road, and I talked about this on here that I've been on a roll downloading PDFs,
Yeah.
and I got all of John Keel's books. Like I want to hardcore start looking at John Keel stuff because I'm fascinated, and that's where kind of the Indrid Cold stuff kind of
Yeah,
started.
totally.
Mothman,
The
and all that,
Mothman,
yep.
but that's an episode we have to do next season is Mothman, like the Lake Michigan Mothman and
Yeah.
stuff like that, because Mothman is super fascinating to me.
I just grabbed a book from the bookshelf.
You know,
and I
Corey's
brought
the
it
same way. Corey's
upstairs.
The
very
Mothman
skeptical, but
prophecies. Yeah.
Corey loves reading that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You
It's
can be
interesting.
skeptical, but
Yeah.
still be interested by
Yeah.
it. But
Knowledge.
anytime that there's somebody that says they went off in a spacecraft to a different planet,
Yeah.
you gotta immediately be like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, oh, they look like us, but they're always naked, and
Yeah.
it was always like a utopia, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it sounds like a perfect world. So,
Yeah.
nobody fights. There's no wars. There's no.
Yeah.
It's like a utopia.
They are
and it's like,
advanced, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, everybody's naked and hot,
Yeah.
you know.
Maybe.
So I don't know. I just thought that was real. I loved those 4 episodes of the Haunted Objects podcast. I love the research they do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually skeptical, and I can sit down and watch like those 4. They do good research, and
Yeah.
they're not over the top, and they're not, look at what we're doing. They're very down to earth
Yeah.
and like.
Yep.
Well, and they're super
specific.
skeptical, too.
Yeah, they'll debunk their own stuff.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
Good
Caught
job.
it. I
Good
caught
catch.
it. Yep.
Good catch.
Well, and even when they're giving we think that this is what this is, but don't take our word for it. You need to look into
Yeah.
it yourself and
Do
test
research,
this,
and we're not
yeah.
trying to keep this hidden, and like
Yeah.
do your own research, and this is what we think, and have your own opinions, which is really
Yeah.
cool.
I want to be friends with them.
Me too.
Okay. I'll invite them over. Is that all we got?
I think so.
Time to jump into the trivia
Trivia?
answers? What time
Yeah.
are we looking at?
We're at an hour and a half exactly, but
Okay.
that includes this
Okay.
the time
No, then I
from the
think that's
unedited.
perfect.
So we're actually more like an hour 20.
So, Jim, you can stay if you want. They're
really
interesting.
hard.
They're interesting questions.
Yeah, unless you kick me out, I've heard a few.
No, if you're not interested in the trivia contest, you guys can end the episode now.
Yeah, stay
strange. But if you either are interested in
talking
in the trivia questions, or you just like hearing our voices and want to listen, go right ahead. But here are the answers to the trivia questions. Like I said, there
And
are
how many
2
are there?
50. There are 2 in here that
Get
2
comfortable.
questions that nobody got the right answers for.
Okay.
Question number 1, the easiest. If you're possessed, does the demon get co-writing credit? For 5 strange points in 2012, who released a techno-fusion album that included actual EVPs and songs such as Immortal Portal and Demonator? It's, of course,
Zach Bagans.
Zach Bagans. That one was a gimme.
Because who else would have done something
That
so
was a
dumb?
gimme. This is when I was doing ones that were more fun than actually tying them in with the top episodes,
Yeah.
but we'll get into those. Question number 2. Early 20th century Australian opera singer Helen Porter Mitchell had 4 different food creations named after her. For 5 strange points, what are these 4 foods? She later changed her name to Nellie Melba, and she is responsible for peach Melba, Melba sauce, Melba toast, and Melba garniture. So those were the 4 foods named after her. Question number 3. In this intoxicating yacht rock ditty, a man perusing the newspaper becomes intrigued by a woman's personal ad, even though he's in a committed relationship. For 10 strange points, where does he suggest that he and the woman secretly meet up? Be specific.
I got beach.
No, it's...
I can't think of it.
You're thinking of the Pina Colada song?
Yeah.
It is from Escape, the Pina Colada song by Rupert Holmes, but he arranges them to meet at a bar called O'Malley's where they'll plan their escape. So the answer is a bar. It
ended up being his wife.
Yep, exactly.
Plot twist.
Question number 4. In 1965, a British theater critic named Kenneth Tynan dropped the first ever F-bomb on television. It wasn't until 1969, the day after Woodstock, when the first F-bomb was dropped on American television. For 5 strange points, who was the singer that broke this language barrier? Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane.
I would have guessed
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
Yep.
It was Grace Slick. Question number 5. Trivia buffs know that the first ever music video played on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. For 5 strange points, what was the second video played on MTV? It was You Better Run by Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Question number 6. This came from the Max Headroom Intrusion episode. Question number 6. I love subliminal messages. Some companies like Masterlock and the Miller Brewing Company have experimented with something called blipverts, television commercials that only last for a second or two. For 10 strange points, blipverts was the name of the first episode of what 1987 television series? Max Headroom. So that was definitely tied in with the topic. Question 7, 8, and 9 come from the Cuba, the Havana Syndrome episode.
Havana Syndrome, okay.
Question 7, we've got movie sign. The last line from a really, really bad 1966 movie states that, quote, Griffin ran all the way to hell, and he only had 2 objects with him. For 10 strange points, what are the 2 items that Griffin ran all the way to hell with? It's from the really bad Mystery Science Theater movie, Red Zone Cuba. He ran all the way to hell with a penny and a broken cigarette. Question 8. For 10 strange points, what is the title of the 1993 song that charted at number 10 on the mainstream rock chart and was a minor hit for a group that is better known for their remake of a Neil Diamond song that was featured in a Quentin Tarantino movie? The answer, the band is Urge Overkill, whose song Girl You'll Be a Woman Soon was used.
It's a great song.
And their song is Sister Havana.
That's a Neil Diamond song?
Which one?
Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Yeah, that was a Neil Diamond
Really?
song. Yeah. Yep.
I don't think I knew that.
Question 9. In a scene from a 2002 movie, shortly after James first meets Jinx, he says, quote, you should try it. For 15 strange points, what is the it he is referring to? Comes from the James Bond movie Die Another Day, and what he's referring to is the Cuban drink, the mojito. So that is from the movie. And the strange stumper for that one, question 10. I got 999 problems, but this question ain't one. If you are of an advanced age like I am, you fondly remember getting catalogs in the mail. It's not often that these catalogs made the news, but this one did. In a 1980 Montgomery Ward catalog, page 122 featured a bedroom set, but there was a little something extra in the photo. For 5 strange points, what was the name of the style of the bedroom set, and what was the little something extra in the photo that made it newsworthy? The brand of the bedroom set was called Overture, and what made it newsworthy was the F word airbrushed into the wall behind the bed that was done by a disgruntled photo retoucher. But if you're of a conspiracy theory mindset, a lot of people think that's a subliminal message that wasn't made subliminal enough.
Okay.
But you can see
yeah.
the F word like etched into the wall behind the bed, and they got in a lot of trouble for that, and that person got fired. So sucks to be them. Question number 11. And this comes from our episode about streetlights that people who think they can make streetlights go off with their mind. Question 11. Can you do that?
I used to think that,
yeah.
Really?
'Cause they would go off like when
Yeah.
I was walking all the time, and like younger into my teens, I was always like, dude, there's something going on. Like, I can,
Yeah. And a lot of
that's
people
weird.
say
I
it
didn't know
does
that was a
happen.
thing.
Yeah. A lot of people
Oh, yeah.
claim it happens.
we
to
did an
them.
episode on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So question number 11. At the end of a television episode from 1974, a numerophilic vampire falls asleep on a lamppost waiting for the light to go out. For 5 strange points, what show is it? What's the name of the episode? And what is the number of the episode? The show, of course, Sesame Street, and it was The Count. And the episode was called, quote, The Count Counts Streetlights. It was episode 666 of Sesame Street. But I'll also accept for whatever the episode number was in that season, because a couple people answered that, which was technically right. Question 12, this fictional character from the 1400s wrote a mysterious manuscript that features greatly in the plot of a TV show. He also has a music box, a kaleidoscope, a clock, and an orchid. For 5 strange points, what's his first and last name? It is Milo Rambaldi from the show Alias, which was an awesome show. This next one, I think, was the first legitimately tough question, and a lot of people got it, which surprises me. Question 13, strange stumper. Because I love you guys and would be nothing without you, do not use Chat GPT for this one because it will not be correct. Fictional high school student Ferris and his best friend Cameron are having a discussion during math class. At one point, Cameron opens up the school yearbook. For 5 points, what is the first and last name of the girl whose picture is next to Cameron's in the yearbook? And so many people message me and are like, Ferris was never at school in the movie. And I'm like, you're correct. It was the TV show.
I didn't know there was a
the
TV
very
show.
short-lived Ferris Bueller TV show.
What?
And there is
See?
one episode of the show that I could find on YouTube, and the name of that episode is Without You, I Would Be Nothing. And if you go on YouTube and scroll through to where they're in the classroom, you can see when they showed the yearbook that the girl next to Cameron is named Sari Funkendorf. So that is the
Sari
answer to number
Funkendorf.
13 is Sari Funkendorf.
Wow, that's a deep dive.
That
Kurt.
is
Good
that's-
job. Holy cow.
They get even harder than that. Question 14, strange stumper. Discontinued in 1995, what product reveals the surprising truth about people and situations and does not subscribe to any religion or endorse any political party? And that was a very short-lived product called OK Soda. They named it that because
It's just okay.
No, because somebody did a list of the most recognized words around the world. Number 2 was Coca-Cola. Number 1 was okay. So that's why they went with okay.
Okay,
Was it okay or
It was like a
okay?
weird, I had it.
AY.
It was a
AY.
weird tasting citrusy soda, but they had a really funky can. Like the can was really cool, like art looking, and that's where it used to say on the can, OK Soda does not subscribe to any religion. It was interesting.
So was it okay or like
was
the
okay.
word okay?
Okay. The letters okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Question 15.
Yes.
Small screen character Charles narrowly avoids being hit in the head with a bullet. Becoming obsessed with what happens after we die, he asks a dying patient what he's experiencing. For 10 strange points, what is the 3-word sentence the patient responds with before passing away? As soon as people said they heard Charles, they knew it was MASH. And he's asking the dying patient what he's experiencing as he's dying, and all he says before he dies is, I smell bread. That is all he says before he dies.
Freshly baked bread?
And then
That's not a
Charles
bad thing.
realizes there's no answer, that you can't get an answer to that. Question number 16 for 10 strange points. Even though she was only 10 years old at the time, on what television series can you hear Dr. Gwyneth Paltrow get paged over a hospital PA system? The answer is one of my favorite shows that was way ahead of its time and doesn't get enough recognition, St. Elsewhere. Because her dad was like one of the creators of the show, and they would just like randomly put in people they knew. So it's cool that she gets paged over there, Dr. Gwyneth Paltrow.
I swear every soap opera had Dr. Davis. Telephone, please.
The
Dr.
Queensryche, the
Davis.
Queensryche Operation Mindcrime album starts with that because it takes place in a hospital.
Funny.
And that's just like a standard. That was just like
Yeah, a soundbite
a
that
soundbite
they all
that everybody
used.
could use.
A lot of Dr. Davises around here.
Question 17 and 18 are the 2 toughies.
The ones that people never got.
One of our listeners got number 17.
Okay.
Which surprises me because I did not think anybody would get these. Stephanie's been working on these like crazy. I want to find out how he got the answer to number 17 because these are tough. So question 17, I can't remember what Stephanie calls these devil questions. Like these were the two that she just had such a hard time with. Question 17, strange stumper. Originally intending to name, and remember, these two questions have a common theme. That was one of my hints for these. Question 17, originally intending to name themselves after a Minnesota national park.
Oh, you had to explain this one to me.
They always opened their shows by saying how far from nowhere they were, right after which they played the song We Are the Champions by Queen. For 5 strange points, what was their name and what were they? Their name was Voice of the Voyager, and they were a pirate radio station from the late 70s and early 80s.
Everyone assumes it's a band.
Everyone assumes it's a band. It's not. It was a pirate radio station called Voice of the Voyager. They had like a really cool story that I might use for a side sessions. But
nice.
I'm like weirdly fascinated.
Pirate radio station.
A radio station
Illegal.
that broadcast
pirate. I thought it was like
without FCC. No, without FCC.
I was like, what the fuck? I got you. No, that kind of pirate.
No, they operate without FCC permission, and you could swear, you could play whatever you wanted, and they didn't have like a super large listening area. But they were really big in the 70s and 80s.
There was a movie about that.
Yeah,
Wasn't Christian
the pirate
Slater?
boat. It was oh yeah, there was.
I forgot what it was called.
But that was number 17, Voice of the Voyager, pirate radio station from the late 70s and early 80s, which is thematically tied in with number 18, The Strange Stumper. This is one of the ones that nobody got. I'm not laughing about this short-lived television series. It had a recurring character who would race his pet rats through a maze to answer life's biggest questions, after which he would say his catchphrase. For 5 strange points, what was the name of the television show, the name of the character, and his catchphrase? Nobody got this one. I actually... this is the one that I couldn't remember if I dreamt this TV show or if it actually existed, and it was hard to find anything about it online. On YouTube, you can see commercials for it, but you can't find actual episodes. And it was the short-lived but awesome 1990 television show on MTV, a sketch comedy show called Pirate Television.
Oh,
which
another
ties in with the pirate
thing.
radio.
Okay.
So did you see this and you remember
I used to
this
watch
as
this.
Okay.
I remembered his catchphrase, and that's why I went
What
on
was the
Google
catchphrase?
one day. I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay.
I went on Google one day, and I'm like, I Googled it, and there was literally one website that had somebody talking about it. I'm like, okay, I didn't dream it. They do have a Wikipedia page, and this comes directly from the Wikipedia page. Quote, some episodes had special guests like Sergeant Slaughter, Murray Povich, and Clarence Clemens. Most notably was Tim Blake Nelson, who played Scab O'Hooley, and that was the answer was Scab O'Hooley. He would race his pet rats to answer the great questions that plagued the world, so you could, quote, and this is the catchphrase, even though I'm only looking for the last part, so you could, quote, quit your blathering and get on with your miserable lives. This is Scab O'Hooley saying, I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing. That was what I was
the
looking
catchphrase,
for.
I'm not laughing at
so
you.
that was, nobody got that one right. That one was very difficult. What is wrong with Lucy up there?
Does she have to go outside? I don't know.
She's crying.
Sorry.
She's crying.
She's fine.
You okay missing the rest of these couple questions, or should we wait for you?
What number are you on?
19?
Oh, we've got time. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Number 19, this is weird. For 10 strange points, what is fictional character Joanne's response when Mark asks her where she learned a certain style of dance? This was our episode, I think, about Argentina.
Oh, the dancing.
Yeah, and this is from, as most of you figured out that got this is from Rent. Like, I love Rent, the musical. Mm-hmm. The answer, this comes from the song Tango Maureen, which is probably my favorite song in Rent. And her answer is, quote, with the French ambassador's daughter in her dorm room at Miss Porter's. So everybody got that one. Question number 20, one of my all-time favorite songs from one of my all-time favorite bands has a music video that was shot in Buenos Aires, Argentina. In the video, the band can be seen playing in a bar where a couple appears to be getting into a physical fight that instead turns into dancing when the chorus starts. For 10 strange points, give me the name of the band and the song. It is the song This Isn't Everything You Are by Snow Patrol. I love that song. I love that video. And the strange stumper for that episode, number 21. I love it when I can tie something from Wisconsin in with the episode topic. Buenos Aires has several speakeasy-type bars that are either themed or have a secret entrance. One of these bars is themed after Alcatraz, the prison. When you go to the bar, they have a strangely named drink menu that is made to look like a warden's report, complete with mugshots, and the drinks are named after prisoners. One of these prisoners is named, quote, Will Lowe. For 5 strange points, give me the alias or aliases for Will Lowe, and it was Wisconsin's own. Wasn't like he's way more well-known now ever since the Netflix thing came out. The 2 names are Ed Gein and The Butcher.
We just started watching the Ed Gein one on Netflix. We only watched the first episode.
Yeah.
But
I heard people liked it.
yeah, I mean, I got to get past the first
People
episode.
said it's just like they embellish so much and
Sure,
they like
of course they
sexualize
do.
Ed Gein kind of, which is weird.
Yeah, they did that with Dahmer too.
Yeah.
Both Wisconsin
Yep.
serial killers.
Question number 22. For several years, a newsworthy person provided the voice of the owl during the annual cremation of care ceremony at Bohemian, what's it called? Bohemian Club?
Oh, yeah, Bohemian. No.
Bohemian Grove.
Yes, Bohemian
Yeah.
Grove. There you go.
For 5 strange points, give me this person's name, and the person that provided the voice was Walter Cronkite. Bohemian Grove, some weird stuff going on there. This was our.
We could do a whole episode on
This
that.
was our NWO Illuminati episode. Question 23 for 10 strange points. Give me the names of the 2 guys who were just trying to do their jobs when Hall came down through the crowd and interrupted them to declare war. This was referring to Scott Hall, the wrestler, coming down through the crowd, and this was basically the birth of the wrestling group, the New World Order. They interrupted, the wrestlers that he interrupted were the Mauler and Steve Dahl, but I'll also accept the names of the announcers because he interrupted them too. What's wrong with Lucy?
She's fine.
Okay.
Usually Jim is up there, and now we're all down here, and
She can
she's
just hear
feeling
you.
very left out.
Question 24. This one, a lot of the listeners that got this wrote to me, and they're like, this is really weird. And I'm like, it is. So question 24. Reminiscent of our episode about The Simpsons, a collectible card game that was released in 1994 has been said to strangely predict events that actually did happen in the future. One of these cards that
Did we
supposedly...
do an episode? This was on that episode, wasn't it?
we
Did we
talked-
do an episode about how The Simpsons
Yeah,
seems
we
to
did.
predict the
But this
future?
is kind of like this, but I think this is even weirder than the Simpsons stuff. One of these cards that supposedly predicted a recent event has flavor text that ends with the words, quote, have a nice day. For 15 strange points, give me the name of the card game and the name of that card. The card game is called Illuminati, and that card I'm referring to is called Enough is Enough. And it's talking about a sniper, and the art on the card kind of looks like Trump, and the path of the bullet is going into the ear where
Oh,
Trump was hit.
interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
But,
actually
yeah,
creepy.
Yeah, like if you go on your phone and look up Illuminati, enough is enough. But they have one that shows the World Trade Centers blowing up, and before it happened.
Oh.
Illuminati.
When did this card game come out?
1994.
Okay.
Enough
Can
is
you
enough.
find it on Amazon?
Yeah. So this is the card that I'm talking about with Trump, where it looks like
Oh my
Trump.
God,
And
yeah,
the,
you
the
did show me
bullet,
that.
Yeah, the bullet is kind of going.
From left to right in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
picture, which would have been his right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a lot of weird cards in there that like did predict stuff that happened.
Huh.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
really
That
interesting.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And our strange stumper for the Illuminati episode. I'm so sorry for this one. Despite a car plowing through the wall of its dining room during its grand opening in 1971, a restaurant from another state was successful enough to eventually have 5 of them open in Wisconsin, although 3 have recently closed. For 5 strange points, give me the name of the restaurant. And
Luke's.
it is Lou Minalti's.
I said Luke's too, because
That-
that happens on the Gilmore
Yeah,
Girls.
yep.
Not
But
1971.
It's
though.
actually Lou Minalti's, which a lot of people call Illuminati's, because
Oh,
Lou Minalti's
sure.
is so close to that.
I've never heard of this restaurant.
Question 20, the next 3 questions are from our episode of the investigation at Campbellsport.
Okay.
Question number 26. I wonder if the Kenosha Kickers ever played this game on tour. For 5 strange points, give me the name of the game that won the Charles S. Roberts Award for Best Fantasy or Science Fiction Game of 1979. The name of the game is The Creature That Ate Sheboygan. Yeah.
Was it D&D?
Yeah, it was like a D&D game.
Gotcha.
Question number 27. Jim will know this one. We drove past this on our way to the investigation. Located on
I
property
do
owned
know
by
this
the
one.
Peggy Hoon family, they got the idea when they went to Anamosa, Iowa, and saw the one there. For 15 strange points, what is it?
Hula hoop tree.
It is the hula hoop tree.
It is pretty cool.
It is cool. But they got the idea when they went to Anamosa and saw the one there.
There's another one? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Question number 28 was the strange stumper. In an episode from 2015, small screen character Calvin is talking over a PA system. For 5 strange points, according to Calvin, what are the names of the 2 teams that will be competing on the Manitowoc High School football field? The answer is the Shield Eagles and the Slicing Talons. This comes from the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because one of the characters lives in Manitowoc and they end
So
up coming
weird.
to Manitowoc. Yeah, which is weird. I didn't even know that existed, but those are the 2 teams, he says, the Shield Eagles and the Slicing Talons. Question 29, this is when we were talking about, what's the doll? What's the...
Annabelle?
Annabelle. Question number 29, for 5 strange points, where will you find the songs Welcome to L.A., Something in the Air, and Diagnosis? The answer, Raggedy Ann, the musical. Question number 30, based on YouTube comments, I wasn't the only child freaked out and traumatized by this 1978 movie trailer. For 10 strange points, what are the last 2 words that Fats says in the movie trailer, and what actor provided the voice of Fats? The answer is Anthony Hopkins, and the last 2 words he says are, "We're dead." Although one of our listeners said there's other trailers, so they sent everything. So they definitely got it. But
Okay.
it's a creepy, like, it freaked
I think
me
you
out.
had me play it.
Yeah, and it's freaky with the ventriloquist dummy. And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
8-year-old Kurt had
Wasn't liking it.
had night terrors from that, I think. And a lot of people got this one, surprisingly. For 10 strange points, give me the name of the small screen murderous doll who was discovered in a lobster trap and met its end in a kitchen appliance. Or did it? The doll's name is Chinga from an X-Files episode written by Stephen King. And trivia, they had to change the name of the episode anywhere other than the United States because apparently Chinga is a naughty word in Spanish.
Oh.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah.
She
Yeah, I
knows
learned-
this from working in the trade.
Yes.
So you knew
More
this.
about Spanish than I did in
Yeah.
my Spanish classes
Yeah.
for 3 years.
So, I believe it. Oh, I snorted. They had to change the name of it in other episodes.
You know, I never watched the X-Files like start to finish. It's something
Really?
that I'm like,
We should do that.
yeah, we should totally watch. I'm sure it's like on something. It's got to be on some
Sure, I think
streaming
it's on
service
Netflix,
somewhere.
Something.
We should totally
it's
watch
on
that. I think that'd
Netflix.
be a lot of fun.
And my strange stumper for that
Maybe
episode.
later tonight when we have a fire in the fireplace.
Oh, you can
Oh,
maybe
boy.
skip the seasons that Mulder and Scully aren't in because they're not as good.
What? There's seasons that
Yeah.
they aren't even in?
Yeah,
Like full seasons?
yeah,
I wouldn't watch
Not
the. Yeah, what's
episodes,
the whole
seasons.
point?
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, was it in the middle somewhere or at the end?
towards the end.
Oh, well, I'm not watching those.
Mulder.
That was they weren't as good. Question number 32 was a strange stumper for this episode, which a surprising number got this one right. Made up of band members Tiger, Copper, and Spider, they
Nice.
released only one album, and that album includes the song "Ain't Nothing But a House Party." For 5 strange points, give me the name. Give me the name of the band. People got this. I thought this was kind of a tough one because I think you would assume it's like a hip hop group.
Yeah.
It is the '60s girl group, the Paper Dolls. So a lot of people got that.
Never
one.
would have come up with that.
These 3 I like. It's from our listener stories episode. Question 33, one of my all-time favorite music videos because if you know me, of course it is, opens with a shot of Mardot sitting on a chair. For 5 strange points, give me the name of the artist and their band. Mardot is the cat that belonged to Ethan Hawke, and the answer is Lisa Loeb and 9 Stories. Because Lisa Loeb's Stay video, holy cow. I have such a crush on her. I still have a crush on her. In that little black dress. She's just, Anyway, I'm calming down. Simmer down. Question number 34. So remember, Lisa Loeb and 9 Stories. You'll see the theme in these 3. Question number 34. For 5 strange points, give me the name of the 1980s album whose 6th track provided the name of a well-known 90s and beyond band. The answer is True Stories by the Talking Heads, whose 6th track was called Radiohead. And that's where Radiohead got their name from.
Oh.
Question number 35. I loved this when I was young. It was meta before being meta was a thing. An episode of a television series from the 1980s ended with Richard Simmons, June Cleaver, Kit, the car from Knight Rider, and Ed McMahon, among several other people, all chanting, "Turn it off," referring to a television set. For 15 strange points, given the name of the episode and the television show, the episode is called Remote Control Man, and the television show was called Amazing Stories. Steven Spielberg's, I love that episode. It's like a funny episode about a guy who realizes with his remote control he can change people, and he changes his wife that nags him into June Cleaver and he changes his kid he doesn't like into Arnold from Different Strokes, and it's played by the actors. And at the end, they're all chanting, turn it off, telling him, Stop. Yeah, like realize that television is just television and reality is reality. Don't confuse the two. So I thought that was really cool that they did that. And our strange stumper for that episode, it happens too fast. Some Cinderella kid can put that smile back on your face. Never doubt that you're the one. You make my heart sing. For 5 strange points, give me the title of the 5 sports movies. People pretty easily figured out that those were lyrics from songs that were famous for being in sports movies. The answers are Rocky III, Caddyshack, Slapshot, The Karate Kid, and Major League. Those are all lyrics from songs that were featured in those movies. Question 37. In a 1996 episode guide for this Minnesota-born show, the wisecracking cast can be seen on the cover. For 10 strange points, according to the characters on the cover, what 2 strange session-y topics can be found inside the book? The book was, of course, the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode guide. And the 2 robots, one of them is saying, contains new information about Bigfoot, and the other one is saying, secrets of the pyramids revealed. A lot of people got that one. Question number 38. If you were in Bloomington, Minnesota on Labor Day 1995, you could have been there for the grand opening of this ill-fated business venture. For 10 strange points, according to the grand opening menu, where was the business located? Be specific. The business was Hulk Hogan's Pastamania restaurant.
Pastamania.
And people said it tasted like store-brand SpaghettiOs. People said it was horrible. No. But according to the menu for the grand opening, it was located in the South Food Court next to Daddy's Deli. So that's the answer to that one. Question number 39 for 5 strange points. What fictional Minnesota town has a population of 48 during the summer rush? Frostbite Falls, where Bullwinkle and Rocky lived. And question 40, a lot of people got this one, I was surprised. In March of 1970, a Minnesotan woman headed out for a day of shopping. Leaving Dayton's department store, the woman unwittingly would be seen weekly all across America for the next 7 years and could still be seen daily around the world today. For 5 strange points, give me the woman's name, where she can be seen, and the year she finally met the eponymous star. The woman is Hazel Frederick. She can be seen in the opening theme of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. When Mary throws her hat in the air, there's a freeze frame, and she's standing behind her giving Mary the stink eye. And she finally got to meet Mary Tyler Moore in 1996.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, at a convention. And then Mary's like, why were you looking so mad? And she said, because I thought you were like trying to kill yourself running out into the road, throwing your hat in the air. So I thought that was interesting.
That was not staged or anything?
That was not staged. Like, no. For number 41, we're getting there. For 5 strange points, give me the organization whose name is in the web address of the first website ever created. This name should not be a stranger to longtime strangers, and it is, of course, the ones responsible for the Mandela effect, in my opinion, CERN.
Yeah, CERN.
Yeah, CERN. It amazes me how much stuff CERN has its fingers in.
CERN?
Yeah, because they're the ones that created the Large Hadron Collider. Which people think is responsible for.
They think they control the weather and
all
kinds of stuff.
But they also had the first ever website. Question number 42. A band member once said that if this song ever became a hit, he would run naked down Hollywood Boulevard in the middle of the day. For 5 strange points, give me the name of the song. It is Africa by Toto. I don't think he ever ran naked down the street.
Love that song.
Question number 43, created at a university, this now ubiquitous device came in especially handy during COVID. For 10 strange points, if you went back in time to 1991 to use the very first one, what is the eye-opening object you would be looking at? The device is the webcam, and you would be looking at a coffee machine and a coffee pot. Because this was at a college, I can't remember which one, but they were getting tired of walking down to see that the coffee pot was empty, so they made a webcam that they could look at to see if the coffee pot was empty. So that was the first ever use of a webcam, which is pretty cool. Question number 44 was a strange stumper for 5 strange points. Who was pictured in the first ever image posted online, and what was the title of the 5th track on their album? The answer is Les Horribles Cernettes, which was a group of, Wikipedia says this, quote, was an all-female parody pop group, self-labeled, which was founded by employees of CERN and performed at CERN events. Their main claim to fame is that a photograph of them was the earliest photographic image shared on the World Wide Web, and the title of the 5th track on their album is Microwave Love. So there you go.
Again with the CERN.
Yep. Question number 45 for 5 strange points. Give me the name of the infamous television show that stated it was found in a Burbank backlot. Always listing at number 1 on the worst ever television shows. It was a British TV show called Heil Honey, I'm Home.
Oh no!
Where
Heil Honey,
where Hitler and Eva fake their death, and they end up moving next door to a Jewish couple, and it's a sitcom. So,
oh my God!
Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know, but look at Hogan's Heroes. Like, who would have thought a sitcom based in a POW camp? But this always shows up as the worst ever television series, and it's called Heil Honey, I'm Home.
That one doesn't age well.
My God.
That does not age well at all. Number 46 for 10 strange points. Based on the last few years, what event traditionally takes place at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday during the Kecksburg UFO Festival? It's the UFO hot dog eating contest. So I don't know if it's like hot dogs shaped like UFOs but that's what it is. Number 47 is another one that nobody got right. It was a trick question. Strange stumper for 5 strange points. Give me the title of the movie that features Nazis as the bad guys and contains the immortal line, quote, "Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory."
Because you said there was something
Everybody
else super
answered
similar.
Indiana Jones and
Yeah.
the Temple of Temple
That
of
was my
Doom,
guess.
but
Was Indiana Jones.
Nazis are not the bad guys in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's some weird cult. It's
Okay.
not Nazis. Like, if you would have asked ChatGPT, are Nazis the bad guys in Indiana Jones and
say
the Temple of Doom?
yes?
It would say no.
Oh, it would say
It would
no.
say Nazis are not the bad guys. The actual answer is a 2009 Norwegian satiric horror film called Dead Snow.
Of course.
That features a group of campers fighting Nazi zombies. And I think the line, "Fortune and glory, kid, fortune and glory," might be the only English line in the movie.
Oh.
But it's a great movie. It's such a good movie. Like, there's an awesome scene where they're fighting the Nazi zombies in a snowfield. Yeah, so that's the answer, is Dead Snow. Nobody got that one right. It was a trick question. And these are the final 3 questions. And huge shout outs to Roland and Stephanie, who got all 3 of these right, because these are tough. Question number 48, 30 points. During the KVSC trivia contest, the first question for every hour is traditionally very, very difficult, and you have 45 minutes to solve it. In the 2022 contest, question 1 of hour 24 was, quote, "What is the full name of the literary character who played various daytime drama characters, including Mother Howard, Sister Beth, Nurse Jones, Sister Piety, and Mrs. Olson?" Absolutely none of the trivia experts could find the answer, so none of the teams got any points for it. For 30 strange points, what is the correct answer to the question, and what is the title of the book it's from? The people that got it realized that the trivia contest, after each year, they publish the questions in a PDF with the answers. So the answer to that question is Patience Throckbottom Worthington. And I'm impressed they found this, because there's not a lot out there about it, but it is from the really crappy book MASH Goes to Hollywood. Like, there's a series of books based on the MASH novel where they go around the world.
Okay.
MASH goes to Las Vegas. MASH goes to Moscow.
Like MASH.
Yeah.
Oh,
but they're
interesting.
horrible. They're nothing. They're nothing like the TV show. But I'd also accept Math Goes to Vienna, because she also appears in that book. But I cannot believe that they got this question right, because it's tough. I thought that was going to be the toughest question. Question number 49, 30 points. I love the KVSC questions that make you jump through multiple trivia hoops to solve them. This is one of those. With over 200,000 of these now around the world, the first one originated in 2009 in the small town of Hudson, Wisconsin. One of these that is definitely not haunted can be located in a Nevada town that shares its name with the last name of an actor who portrayed a visiting chaplain in a 1975 episode of My Favorite Show and who voiced a not-so-caring strawberry-scented bear in a 2010 movie. For 30 strange points, according to what is written on it, who is its sponsor?
It's like
And-
you have to start at the end and work your way
you
back
do.
through that
You got to
chain
figure
of
out who the
connections.
actor is. You got to figure out what I'm talking about. So the thing that has over 200,000 now around the world that started in Hudson, Wisconsin, are the Little Free Libraries, which I never knew that started
No, I
in
didn't
Wisconsin.
either. Until you told me. When
The
we did
one who
episode.
portrayed a visiting chaplain in MASH and who voiced Lotso the bear in Toy Story 3, I think, in 2010 was Ned Beatty. In Beatty, Nevada, if you would do a Google image search on their Little Free Libraries, you'll find one that's Halloween themed that says definitely not haunted on it. And if you find a picture of the side, it says it is sponsored. It is sponsored by the Sweet Nepenthe Cookie Company. And Nepenthe is a mythical potion for forgetting sorrow, which I think is cool to name a cookie company after that. And people
They
found
do make
this,
you forget
like-
your sorrows.
Like those two found the answer to this, which kind of amazed me
wild.
because it's hard.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
And,
Jeez.
and the last one that
I
they,
bring out
We're
the
just going to
best
drop
in you.
F-bombs all next
the
season.
last question, number 50, that they both got too, which amazed me, 30 points. One of my favorite things about the KVSC trivia contest is that every now and then it has hundreds of people all at the same time stalking some poor, innocent, random person online just to find a tidbit of information. It's just cool to me that this unsuspecting person never knows they were a part of something so fun. Here's one of those. Graduating in 2012 from a college whose four-word motto is Latin for the phrase, quote, from the hand to the hand, her best friends are Chrissy and Reese. The first sentence of her future plans contains two very good pieces of advice. For 30 strange points, what are they? So the best way to do this one is to translate from the hand to Latin, do a Google search to find out what college has that Latin phrase as its motto,
and then find the yearbook.
and then you would realize that their 2012 yearbook is on the Internet Archive as a PDF. And if you go to that, you can search inside the PDF for Chrissy and Reese, and you will find that it is a girl named Alana Kavanaugh. And the first sentence of her future plans that contains two very good pieces of advice is explore and stay strange, which of course is
well.
brilliant.
yeah.
And it's weird because yesterday
cool.
I was like, I wonder whatever became of this Alana Kavanaugh. So I did a Google search, and I think she's like a well-known indie musician.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a really
Interesting.
kind of a popular indie musician. So I thought that was cool. But yeah,
Love the
I
tie-in
had
for
to
the
do
last
explore
one, yeah.
and stay strange. So there are your answers to the trivia questions.
Good job, Kurt.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I actually had so
I
much
feel like
fun.
that could be your new podcast is trivia.
If I could find a way to do that, I would, but I don't know how. But that's what the trivia contest I do every February, except we have 10 minutes to answer these questions. So you have a group of us
Just Googling
like
and
crazy.
searching and
Like
going
one of the
crazy.
questions was about a picture that was hanging on the wall in a Dairy Queen in Des Moines. And we finally found it, like going through their Facebook page and like scouring through the pictures. And then there was one where you could kind of see it, and somebody took it into an image enhancing program, and we were able to see what the picture was.
Wow.
Like there was that one that we ended up calling a bookseller in Canada, that because we were looking for a 1980 McDonald's calendar, and we saw online that he had it. So we called him, and we're talking to him, and as we're talking to him, all of a sudden all these other calls are coming in. And he's like, should I lie to them? And we're like, no. We're like, give them the correct answer, but it was about something on Mars. So I mean, these are
That's
crazy.
really cool.
There's one that they asked what was on an artist's brochure at their showing at the Chicago Museum in 1985. So a group called her, but it was like 11 o'clock at night, and she fell asleep on the phone talking to them. So it's crazy what people do for this.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for participating in the trivia contest. I don't know if we'll do another one because not that many people were really into it, but I had fun. But by now we should have enough listener questions backlogged that we can do that again next
Okay.
season. But we'll see. If you guys participated in this, thank you so much for going along with my trivia passion. And that's all I got. Jump into the deets. Email us at thestrangesessions@gmail.com. We are on Instagram at thestrangesessions, where Krista does a great job Postcards and snail mail. We haven't gotten anything lately to the Strange Sessions, P.O. Box 434, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, 54221-03.
Do we or do we not have a voicemail?
434. We probably do. I'll play it next time.
Okay.
You can send listener stories to the Strange Sessions Stories at gmail.com. And we're going to be hitting you up for questions
For the season finale.
for the season finale that are going to go right to Corey. So we won't have any idea what these questions are that are coming. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring that up in the next episode, because the next episode is the second last episode of this season.
They could start sending them now, though. Do you
Yeah.
know what the email address is? Good Lord.
I think it's the Strange Sessions Questions
Okay.
at Gmail. I'll post it in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Jim, you got anything?
No, thank you for letting
Thank you
me
for
come
sitting.
down.
You're always welcome. You can
Thanks
always.
for coming down into the basement today.
Thanks for coming down
I
in
guess
the
it's like
basement
a
today.
dozen stairs I could come down every time, but
But Lucy appreciates having you upstairs, I guess, because she
Yes.
was just miserable
She's
today
quiet
having
now.
nobody up there. So hopefully that was an okay episode. What time is it? How long
We're
did we
over
go?
2 hours now.
Dang. Okay, I knew that was going to be long, but we kind of had to do that here.
Yeah, we had
Not
to
a-
get the trivia out.
Next episode, I think we're looking at missing 411 cases.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
But that's it. I wish you would have sat in now with the streetlights one if you thought you could.
yeah, that's
That
funny
streetlights
how
would
that,
go off when you
go
walk
through that,
underneath
and
it.
all of a sudden it's like, really? Yeah.
That is cool.
I think we've all experienced that too. Or
I
you're
don't-
driving under a streetlight and it goes out. Like,
Yeah. But then we said there was all logical reasons why
Mm-hmm.
that was happening. I don't think it's mind problems.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for listening. And I think that's it.
Yep.
Nothing else?
Nope.
All right. Thank you guys. We love you. So from Krista, Jim, and myself, Jim, thank you so much for sitting in.
Thank you again.
Until next time,
Stay strange.